Hello, everybody, and welcome to the town hall meeting. This is episode number 30, and it's gonna be
Hey,
it's
motherfucker!
gonna be a special Dreamhack preview since Dreamhack is coming up, and we've got some great guests as per usual. Let's start in the top left for me. There is Yanis Official. Is that a star-shaped base behind you with towers on Last Refuge or something?
I don't want to show my messy room, so I just came up with some screenshot of a Warcraft game. That is Last Refuge indeed, man. 10 points for you.
Well, it's easy to recognize.
Oh,
Listen
next
to
time
this-
I come up with something harder for you, Mr. Hustler.
Listen to this
Okay.
hater over here. How about you learn to recognize what's good cover in PUBG instead of dying nonstop? What's going on, Neutron?
What's up, bitches?
Carson, new apartment, looking fresh, looking spicy. How you doing?
I'm good.
Like
I'm good. Thank
Brother's
you.
house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you should see the couch in the other room. Yeah, I made my bed and everything. Got my guitar on the wall. I'm looking pretty good, right? It's a little bit bright, but it's my nice little cabin in the woods.
And then we got the demo man himself. It's 11 p.m. The Meisterschaft just started, so when Remo speak, we'll still be able to understand him for the next few hours. Luckily, what's going on, man?
Yeah, maybe I'm gonna go to the fridge and grab a drink. What do you think about that, Todd? Yeah, good to be here. Good to be back. Always a joy. And yeah,
Good to be number
looking forward
6.
to hanging out with the boys, talking about some Warcraft.
And then we got Le Shaped, qualified again for Dreamhack. One of my favorite players in that tournament. This time, though, he went back to the dark sides with the Night Elves.
Yeah. I mean, I hadn't played for about a month, so I couldn't pick any other race, really. I had no choice.
I
I
believe you.
had to pick Night Elf. Yeah.
Starshape, you don't have too much time, so I think we're gonna get right into the thick of things here and start talking about Dreamhack. Let's go over Europe first, since I guess Neo can take us through some of the details as well, since you're pretty much, I guess, my boss in Dreamhack as well, right? So when is Dreamhack starting, Neo?
Next Wednesday, of course. It is either 5 or 6 p.m. I'm not 1000% sure. I think it's 5. It is 6 p.m.
On Liquipedia, at least. It's a 6.
On Wikipedia, at least, yeah. If Dreamhack is not shuffling around some dates, it is 6 p.m. Should be fine for everybody to get home in time and be able to play. Yeah, we got 16 amazing players. I enjoyed the qualifiers a lot. Also, super happy to see Starshape there. And I gotta say, you impressed me pretty much the most from everyone, at least from what I
Wow.
said.
Praise from Todd and Neo. That's.
Don't let it get to your head, Starshape.
I mean, I impressed myself too.
Well, it's
That was pretty
impressive that
great.
you qualified, but it's gonna be another top 16 for you, though. No, just kidding.
No, 100%. I'm already
He
packed
has
up.
super easy group, so you know.
How do you enjoy these formats, actually? Like, to play pre-qualifiers and stuff, or like the people from last season also are already in the close qualifier, and then you play like you have to win just a few matches?
I think it's. I really enjoy it because, so even if you get to top 16, it still feels like, well, I got a free ticket to the close qualifier, and I didn't realize it until very recently, but there is some kind of seeding. So I thought the seeding was completely random, and that I just got lucky every time. But apparently, so coming from the top 16, you get a better seed than coming from the open qualifiers. So like the retention, it kind of helps and motivate people to like. Once you get in, it's harder to get out if you're good enough. If that makes sense. So I like that.
Was there any result that surprised you in the close qualifiers, or that maybe were you disappointed by anybody?
I was pretty surprised with. Let me check real quick here. Is there a link?
Well, it's on the. How about you open the stream, bro?
Okay, wait. Let me check is that Todd? TOD?
Wow.
So it's
disrespect.
twitch.tv/followgrubby is where you'll find it.
All right. So I mean, the only big surprise for me was Dice and the Great Wall. That I think the Great Wall could 2-0 Dice. I think Dice is quite a bit better. Side beating Neutron was, I guess, also a bit of an upset, I would say. We haven't seen. I thought Side retired. Isn't that what he did? So I mean, him just showing up and beating everyone is pretty cool. Other than that, I don't think there were too many upsets, right? Please beating Sonic. I mean, that was pretty huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, Sonic was playing like I watched him against Kevin, and he played Warden first against Demon Hunter. He did some crazy stuff. So maybe he's just not really in shape and just kind of messing around. I'm not sure.
Neutron.
One
He
day,
played Warden Firelord. What
yeah,
the
one day
hell?
before the close qualifiers, Sonic just beat Hawk and Michael to 3-1 or something. So
Oh
he
damn!
was in a good shape. Yeah, but
Please is good.
I gave to Please a couple of advices how to beat Sonic guide, and and it was super easy for him.
Yeah, he's pretty good in mirror match, I would say as well. Please. So yeah, other than that, I wouldn't say there are too many surprises, but I guess 2 or 3 surprises is quite a bit in and of itself. So, pretty
Neutron.
cool qualifier.
Sorry, yeah, go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry.
Yeah,
No, go ahead.
Neutron. What about you? The close qualifiers, your experience with it, and
Well, the first day I played from my laptop, from not from far away from home, so it was hard for me. And also, I didn't expect that good play from side, so he surprised me a lot. But I was fine to lose it the first day. I was not sure that I can play very good, so. But I knew that at Sunday I will get back home and play really good, so I actually didn't care much. So I'm really happy for Side, by the way. Just from inactive to pass the qualifier from the winner bracket, it's a really good performance. TGW, actually, he became a bit harder than he was like even months ago. On last ESL Cup, he even beat Hawk 2-1 and won one map out of a foggy. So he is getting better and better. And it's not like super free win like he was before. So needs some respect to him.
Neo.
And
Sorry,
yeah. What Neo?
Neo, did you cast one of these? Right.
Yeah, I cast it as much as possible. I think 5 matches or something. I agree that TTW got a lot better. He switched to Orc, of course, as he's always going for what's hype on this patch. So he's playing Fastia Headhunters all the way. On day 1, I didn't cast the match of him versus Dice, but I saw the match against Starshape. And as I said, Starshape was super impressive. On day 2, that was sick, man. Starshape just kind of destroyed
I
him.
love his strategy. I watched the replays, and Demon and Pitlord was so sick. It's so nice and
Yeah.
not the standard strategy, so it worked really well. I like it very much.
Yeah, that was pretty sick. On day 2, I felt a little sad for TGW that he didn't make it in the end, but
Well, I can't lose my qualifying match, you know. So,
okay.
it's like my 6th or 7th Dreamhack qualifiers, and I can't just stop in the qualifier. So it was 0 chances for TGW. Sorry, man.
How about you win some of your group stage matches as well this time?
Yeah, well, I'll do my best.
I was pretty impressed with Thorzane as well, coming back from not participating in fall, but now for winter he's back. Wasn't able to play on day 1 because of work stuff. I think he had a last minute call from one of the doctors, and but against Cooper, man, that wasn't even fair. Like he completely obliterated Cooper. So Thorzane seems to be in good shape again, from what I saw.
So he only played the one match because it says he got Defwin versus Tom. So he just 2-0 Cooper to make it through.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Easy work. That's not too bad. Yeah, I didn't see the games, but yeah, I didn't notice. Yeah, he was the only one that played one match the whole time.
All right. Okay,
And
so
actually, I super impressed with Kevin. I saw all his replays from the winner and loser bracket, and in winner bracket against Cooper, he had an advantage in all 3 games, and it was super close, like this close, and he could have beat him. It was like really the matter of some centimeters, you know, in every game. So he became much better. I mean, like half a year or a year ago, he would have 0 chances against Cooper, but now it was super close, serious. And also, he beat a Sonic one game in the loser bracket. and yeah, I'm really impressed. So sad he didn't get through, but he did good job.
He was really close. I actually watched, like I said, the game against Sonic, the game 3, and like I guess he was nervous. Like, you know, he got a really big advantage. It was Demon against Warden, and I kind of feel like he threw it away a bit. He definitely should have won that series, and he would have been qualified. So I agree. He's gotten really good. Like, I played him last time, I think, in the close qualifier, and I was surprised that because I felt really confident going into the match, but then it became like a 2-1, quite close series. So yeah, he's definitely improved quite a bit.
How does Sonic have the balls to go Warden 1-1, about to get eliminated?
Well,
It goes Warden and Elfmere.
Yeah, he tried to kind of hard counter the Priestess because Kevin likes to play Priestess. So he does that sometimes when he expects it. But I guess Kevin kind of mind gamed him and he went Demon Hunter. It was really cool.
Yeah, that's really well done, actually.
Then he did some mass hunt stuff and it didn't really work.
It's Sonic, man.
Should have worked.
It shouldn't be surprising for me. Sonic is that guy, like, if one day he's at the zoo and he falls in one of the animal enclosure, he's guaranteed attacking that whatever animal it is. It could be a crocodile, a tiger, he's going for
Dude,
it.
if he falls in with a gorilla, it's the gorilla who has to be scared, by the way.
Exactly.
All right, let's look at the groups.
Yeah, I guess I haven't said anything about the groups yet. I didn't see much of the games, but what I do see as a bit of a recurring theme, have you guys noticed the night of dominance of Europe in terms of numbers is taking
Boo.
hold again?
Are you talking
It's
about the close
happening-
qualifier or the groups?
I mean,
The
like
easiest race
out of the qualified,
for noobs.
Yeah,
out of the qualified
5
players
Ls, yeah.
for the main event. It's gonna be 7 in total, right? Yeah, 5 from the qualifier, from the close qualifier, and also in the previous season in fall we also had lots of night owls. Whereas before that, it seemed to be either even
Well, it
with
doesn't
undeads.
matter if Undead still wins the whole event.
Well, I think it is somewhat relevant though, because thinking back to Jera Cup days, it was always so many night elves, sometimes 4 night elves in the semifinals, and then they got overtaken by undeads quickly. We had a couple of humans coming in, especially with Hawk and Blade and Johnny Cage, and also you sometimes Todd participating. All those humans being so strong, but now the night elves are back, boys.
And not only that, the orcs are completely missing from this. Like
I mean, that's not new though, right?
Well, yeah, but like in North America, you have Hitman doing really well and winning everything. In Asia, you got Lin, Fly, Focus, Sewing, doing well here and there. And then in Europe, they just, in Dreamhack historically, there's been like very few orcs ever. Like now, none of them, actually like 2 of them lost in the last round. And now that gives us 0 orcs in the actual group.
Yeah, they all
Yeah.
switch to Elf and then lose horribly with Elf and then quit, apparently. That's the story of European orcs currently.
Yeah, I often get a question about these European orcs. I get this for like 2 years in a row and I can't find an answer. Why is Grubby not playing?
Yeah,
Guys,
when's this game? I want to see.
Anyone? Wait, is he
How's it-
playing afterwards on this stream? A show match versus Utah right after this?
No, it's only on
So
his
stick
stream.
around.
It's only on
Listen,
his
he's
stream.
just waiting for his patch to come out with his suggestions, and then he's gonna go pro again.
Right.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to commit because
But-
he's the type of a guy who can just play for fun. He needs to win, and that mean that he needs to dedicate himself completely. But it's not one of his goals right now. Seems
Nobody
like.
could ever beat Grubby, though.
Now, I would not have expected Neutron to be the one to give the serious answer here, but here we are.
I do want to make an observation though, real quick here, because there are no orcs qualified this time, right? And I was the only orc player qualified last time.
True.
Well,
So-
Starbuck is kind of orc.
No. Let me make my point first. So my point here is, on paper, I think I'm the best orc in Europe, and I have been for quite a while now.
Big trip.
Right?
You make
that
that
was the o-
argument.
I was the only orc qualified, and there's no orcs this time. So I think I'm reigning orc champion in Europe. I think that's pretty cool.
I think
you could
you are
argue
the
that.
worst orc among 6 of us.
Yeah,
I'm
I've
just
seen
saying.
Todd's Orc. It's pretty nasty, actually. I saw it on EI that one time.
Yeah. Let's look at the groups then individually, and yeah, Star Shaped, you can go first. So take me through the groups and kind of like what you expect, starting with Group A here.
All right, let me see here. Dreamhack Winter, right?
Night Elves
Uh,
group.
Group A, yeah. So okay, well that's the happy group. So happy's gonna win the group. Should we do
No
the
shit.
yeah. So Happy Sonic, I mean, nobody's going to have a close game against Happy, so 2-0 for Happy there. Spiral, Please, I think can be really close. But I still think Spiral has the edge. And then Spiral will lose to Happy. And then I think Sonic will beat Please this time. And then it's going to be really close between Spiral and Sonic. Because they had close games last time too.
Seriously, you think it can be close with the in between Spiral and Sonic?
Yeah, I mean, it was
Well,
last time.
I mean, Spiral is a super standard and good performing Night Elf right now, and I think Sonic has zero chances against him.
Really?
Yeah,
I'd never count Sonic out. You just never know with him. He'll show up and do something crazy.
yeah, some device shit.
Yeah. And like in Night of Mirror, especially, I think it's very scary to play against Sonic because you never expect him to be that aggressive, even though you know he will
Yeah,
be. And then
actually, you
lose.
just make Priestess, you make Expand, and just wait for him to all in, and
Yeah.
it's one of the easiest.
I think
I learned the way. Priestess is definitely the way to go against him. But then he might go Warden, right? And then you might just auto lose to Shadow Strike.
yeah, maybe we should do like a go one by one for each group so that we can kind of relate to each other's points. Like Remo, do you agree with everything that was mentioned here?
Do we
Yeah,
ask Remo
it's-
about this? He doesn't have a clue.
It's a bit sad that Happy doesn't have a challenge in the group, but maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Maybe he's got all the
I
heavy
love you,
hitters
Happy. Sorry,
meeting
go ahead.
him later. Yeah, I think Happy also if Spire has a really good day, he could beat Xnord. If he has a tremendous day, maybe he could beat 1-0. But Happy against Night Elf is just out of this goddamn world. Outside of Lawlight and Foggy, I think no Night Elf in the world can beat him. Second place, dude, Sonic has been performing pretty well in Dreamhack a couple of times. I wouldn't count him out. I think it's a toss-up between these three players. I really would love to see Please perform well. I always love seeing these somewhat lesser-known players, somewhat younger players making a mark. That's why I really liked seeing Dice before. Also, Please falls in that category. Starbuck, of course. I would have a tough time saying who's going to take second place. So I guess Neutron is right. What the hell do I know?
Neil.
Younger players, eh? Please is 32, mate. But I know what you mean. Yeah, it's. I'm really curious because I heard from a lot of players that Please is a beast on ladder, but he can never translate it to like tournament results. So maybe you guys are better to talk about this if that's true or not, because I, of course, am on a level where I never meet Please on my ladder games. I expect a rematch between Sonic and Spiral like we had in fall. One of many, many rematches we will have this winter. And I think Spiral is going through once again. And Please will. I say Please will disappoint.
Carson?
Yeah, well, obviously Happy through first. I think Spiral is going to be second seed, and then between Sonic and Please, I have yet really to be impressed by Please. So I think Sonic will end up winning via experience. Even though Sonic, I really don't like his elf mirror. Like, why does he just play Demon Hunter every time? Like, we got elf players in here. Potom is just way better in elf mirror. I know it could be hard countered if you just
you
blind
need some
counter.
skill and understanding
wait.
of the game to play Priestess.
Tell that to Colorful though. Colorful is super strong with
True.
Demon versus Bottom.
Yeah,
No,
but
he's
not
a
at the
piece of shit.
top level. I think this isn't obviously the highest level of, not the highest in the world. This isn't Colorful versus Moon, obviously. I think at that level, then there's some viability to not playing Potom. But I think at this level, just go Potom all the way, and Sonic doesn't do that. So I'm gonna, even though I don't think Please is the favorite there, I'm gonna give it to him.
By the way, do you guys saw the games between Colorful and Foggy, where Foggy pushed him with the Priestess against Demon and Panda, Mass Archer, and Ancient of Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was worst idea of pushing against this shit instead of making expo. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Just make an expo and go tier 2 and you win easily. So I don't think Colorful has the best answer to that strategy. He was just lucky because Foggy is super stubborn and was just stick to it. So let's see. Nobody knows what's next.
Yeah, so in losers final, we'll have Spiral versus Please again for the second time, and Spiral's going to beat him both times. Easy peasy, Happy and Spiral through.
Agree.
All right, well, Neutron, I would ask you, but you keep interrupting everybody already. So let's move on to Group B then.
It's all
Star
right.
Shaped What's up in that one?
Well, Group B, I guess the group of death here. In one, well, I guess the happy group is always the group of death. But I mean, Foggy Thorzane is going to be a lot of fun. But I feel like Foggy is so good when he gets to prepare in advance, and Thorzane's probably just going to show up. So the question is, can he just show up and win? Maybe. You never know with Thorzane; he can just show up and win.
Well, you did, right?
Yeah, but didn't beat Foggy. So I hope he can win. It'd be very, very cool if he does. But Foggy, I mean, he has to have the edge in this one. Starbuck Hawk. Last time Starbuck beat Hawk, and it was kind of one-sided. Even like it felt like he really had his number. So it'll be interesting to see if he picks Orc again. I haven't really followed like the meta since last time. If it's still really OP to just go Mass Headhunters, so maybe he'll just do that, and we'll see. But I feel like if Human just kind of goes rifles, it's so easy. You just make rifle caster and push.
Wait, what?
That's my experience.
What are you talking about?
Are you damaged to something?
If Starbuck can play all races, as far as I'm concerned,
goods.
he's got full money in CSGO rounds, and Hawk is on an eco round picking Human, and he's got no weapons.
Well,
Remo?
I think Foggy. I mean, this definitely looks like the tightest group, but I think Foggy is at the moment and for a while too good for everyone else in Europe aside from Happy. I think Foggy's not going to struggle at all before the semifinals. So Foggy's going to stomp both Thorzane and whoever he meets next. Starbuck, yeah, that's interesting. Between him, Thorzane, and Hawk. Thorzane can also look really good in Human Mirror. So I think, again, here it's the same with Group A. One clear favorite, that's Foggy. The Farsi Headhunter style has become much more figured out. I don't really think the fast rifles is the best thing. I've even seen Chimiko trying to experiment with fast tier 2, skip the racks, and then go rifles instantly without footies. There's been a lot of crazy shit happening, but nothing really looks amazing. I think like the Undeads have found the perfect way to play against Farsi Headhunters, and I actually think Farsi Headhunters is going to fade out. I think Blade is stronger, but I think for humans it's still a lot harder to find the right way to do it. So I think, yes, Starbuck will be playing Orc, but whether he makes it through, I have counted out Hawk too many times. Every time I say, he doesn't look that strong, and then he usually performs well. So my top pick here would be Hawk, but I think between him, Thorzane, and Starbuck, anyone can take second.
Nia.
Yeah, I'm super curious about this since Hawk was defeated by TGW this Monday, and of course the Great Wall is playing Orc at the moment. So if Starbuck does it again and plays it well, like he didn't fall, then Hawk could find himself in the lower bracket pretty easy. And as you guys said as well, Thorzane can be a beast in Human Mirror, so can Hawk. But if Hawk loses first round here, then he gets like 25 points or something, and then his spot for the top 5 or top 6 is in serious jeopardy when it comes to the year-end finals. So Hawk has to show up here. He can't be too sure to make it top 5, top 6. And yeah, then is the question what Thorzane we're gonna see. Isn't this the best moment for you guys to like practice with each other, Starshape, because you are playing Johnny Cage and T's playing Foggy first round?
Yeah. I mean, on paper, this is the golden opportunity, but we've kind of passed each other. Like when I've had time, he hasn't had time. So far, we haven't played a single game, but hopefully tomorrow we'll get some practice games.
Good.
But it's honestly playing practice games against Thorzane is not good for me because I'll just get really tilted, really upset because I lose every single time. And it's always one-sided, so I just kind of lose confidence if I play against him. But I'll do it for his sake.
But then what did you want to practice with me before your last group?
Well, I mean, yeah, I get the same effect with you too, Todd, for sure.
Carson?
Yeah, so I don't know how good a shape Thorzane is in. I mean, Neo said that he was pretty impressed when he beat Cooper, but he only did play one match, so I really don't know. I mean, Thorzane's always sort of a dark horse in tournaments. You don't really know if he does show up, he could beat everyone. He could even beat, maybe not Happy, but, he could be the guy to do it eventually if he was in shape playing well, or even maybe not in shape so much as just playing well, because he never really seems to have to practice a lot. He just shows up and owns everyone, so flip a coin for Thorzane whether or not he does well, but I think Foggy's still the favorite in that first match. Starbuck's going to completely dumpster Hawk. It's not even going to be close. He's going to absolutely destroy him. Hawk it just seems so uninspired. and complacent that he's just going to get absolutely dumpstered. And then Thorzane versus Hawk, again, flipping a coin for Thorzane, but I think, Hawk's mirror is pretty good.
You feel very strongly about this one.
Really?
Yeah, I
man?
do. You gotta have some strong opinions. That's what these things are for. And
Yeah,
Thursday
yeah.
versus Hawk. I think Hawk has a better human mirror currently, and I think that's one of his better matchups. So unfortunately for Mr. Thorzane, as much as I'd like to see him win the entire tournament, I don't think he's going to make it out of the losers round one. And then, of course, we'll have Starbuck versus Foggy, which will be a good match. But Foggy's, of course, he's going to win. Foggy's a god. And then we'll have Hawk versus Starbuck again, and Starbuck's just going to absolutely dumpster him. So Starbuck and Foggy out of Group B.
You like that word, dumpster? I like it too.
Absolutely
Neutron.
dumpster him.
Well, I actually agree with the Neo and the Carson because I think Thorzane in this moment of in this Warcraft moment, you can't beat anyone if you're not practicing a lot. So most likely that Thorzane gonna lose like 0-2, 0-2 in this group, and there is really no way to beat Foggy after like not practicing the whole season. And in the second match, I think Hawk losing to TGW, who is a completely piece of shit. He's just can't beat the higher skilled orc like Starbuck. So I think Starbuck is gonna get it. And the winner final is gonna be Foggy against Starbuck, who is most likely gonna play orc like TG Dubs, for example, who won one map out of Foggy with orc. So
It was a disconnect, by the way.
oh, seriously?
Yep.
Okay, and that anyway, sometimes I saw some Foggy's games.
But he then
against
said
TG
he wanted
Dubs.
to claim disconnect. So just so you know, he didn't want to give free game. He wanted to get Deflos.
It's 12 minutes in, though, right?
Yeah,
12 or
okay,
13 minutes.
it doesn't matter. So I saw a lot of games Foggy playing against Musket's Hunter style, and sometimes he takes Alchemist, which is completely useless hero against it. So if Starbuck plays it good, he can take a game or even two of Foggy. So we'll see. I will look very closely, and it will be super interesting match, I think. And in loser bracket, Thorzane has no chance against either Starbuck or Hawk. I think he just gonna 0-2, 0-2 and get back to his surgeries. And Hawk is gonna lose to Foggy and Starbuck. So it's gonna be like Foggy number one, Starbuck number two.
Starbuck usually picks random, I think, when he faces Foggy, because then he kind of knows on what map, he's going to go keeper and stuff, and then he tries to counter that, but so far he hasn't been successful doing that.
Yeah.
The closest
got
time, the closest
work.
series that he's had with Foggy, I think he was playing Human, actually, Starbuck, so there's maybe a chance he tries that as well. All right, Group C, Star-Shaped.
Group C. Well, I guess Group C is kind of the least interesting one for me. I mean, Blade is probably going to just steamroll dice. And Side, from what I know, really hates Undead Mirror. So I'm not even sure if he'll play Undead. He might just pick like Human, and I think Krav will probably win very easily. But if it's an Undead Mirror, I think I think they're both kind of bad in that matchup. So
Oh, what a
it could
hater.
go either way. No offense, of course. But they're completely garbage.
Well done. Well done.
Let's just kick both of them from the group stage.
Yeah, so probably Blade, and probably Krav. So Blade and Krav will make it through, I'd say.
Remo?
Yeah, Blade is too solid for the rest of this group. Dice is a very promising player, but he's got those high-end standout games. Like in some games, everything for Dice clicks, everything works perfectly, and you wonder like, what the hell is this Moon playing? But it's still very inconsistent. Oftentimes, some things go wrong, and then he falls apart. Blade is the super solid player in this group, and he's just by far the most skilled. He will make it through here first place no matter what. Side, when he was still playing before he retired for a while, he was looking very demotivated. He was looking very deflated. I've heard good things about him lately. This is going to be a fun Undead Mirror, by the way. These two both like to go crazy. They like to expand at weird times. They like to throw in Dreadlord, Lich, Cryptlord Expo. This is probably going to be everything but standard Undead Mirror, which is where the fun lies. which is where they will lose to players like Xlord and Happy because they just play straight up and just counter you perfectly. But when two crazy playstyles go up against each other, it's going to be really cool. I think though Krav is going to win out on the nuts aspect, and then going to be absolutely trashed by Blade. And Dice, I'm afraid, once again, isn't going to have the best showing, and so it's going to be Blade and Krav making it through in first and second.
Carson.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with that. I think Blade is probably going to be similar to Happy and Foggy, just 2-0-2-0 straight on through. So between Krav and Side, I think is the real question mark. I would favor probably Krav because I'm guessing he's been the more active of the two of them, but I really don't. It seems like both these guys retire every other month from my point of view, but I think Krav has been more active. Historically, Side is actually favored, but they haven't played each other in like 6 months, it says here, 7 months here. So it's been quite a while, so it's hard to really tell, but I'd give the favor to Krav in these sort of crazy matches that they're probably going to be. Undead Mirror is always absolutely ridiculous. So we'll have Dice versus Side, which Dice probably not going to be favored there, most likely, unless he shows up and he sort of has that X factor like Thorzane may have at times, but I would favor Side. And then, of course, we'd have the rematch, which I think they're both going to be close, the double Undead Mirrors. But it's going to be, Krav and Blade through Group C.
Neutron, why is everybody doubting your Padawan, man?
Well, I don't know. As you all guys know, Dice is my, I'm his coach, he's my protege, and my hope against this crazy world. So, I don't know what's going to be against Blade. Blade is the kind of a guy who can show up without practicing and after 4 bottles of beer or something. But sometimes he plays really good, and it's also human against Night Elf, which is in favor of human right now in the mid level. I'm not talking about Moon and others, but when you consider like middle player guys like ToD and others, human is a little bit in favor. So I'm not sure about Blade. He's a good opponent, but I don't think in this shape of dice any of these undeads can take a map of him. So I'm really 100% sure that he gonna go out of this group beating Side and Krav 2-0 both. Can you imagine, guys? Dice hasn't played ever on 144 hertz monitor ever before, like a week ago. So he played on a super bad monitor with a super bad mouse without even I forgot how it's called, like the thing under the mouse. Yeah, without mouse pad. And now
Yeah, but he plays
loses.
Night Elf.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's not that easy as human. So you need some
Yeah,
beta
right.
micro, etc. So it's not like humans where you can just lose your Archimage 4 times and still win. So yeah.
So he's changing his shitty gear, but not his shitty coach.
Yeah. The shitty
Well
coach
done.
stays, but the gear is became much better, and I also forced him to play at higher zoom ratio because he still played and at the standard zoom, and it's like crime to because it's impossible to play Night Elf with such a low zoom. And now he's changing, he's evolving, and he's gonna beat those two undeads and the shit out of the group stage. Boom!
Wait, what zoom did you tell him to play at though? Is it like Foggy, like 2500 from?
Well, I
Outer
play
Space?
2500, but I told him at least for this week he practices 2000, and next week maybe 2150 or something. But step by step, you need to come to the higher ratio.
He's reaching orbit slowly. It's still going up.
Yeah.
Group D, we got X-Lords, Neutron, Johnny Cage, and Starshape. So 2 of the guys that are here, Starshape. Go ahead.
This will be fun.
Yeah, so this group, I've already packed my bags.
For the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly, for the playoffs.
For the World
Easy
Finals.
Stomp. Easy stomp, 2-0, 2-0. No, but like I said, I didn't like after last Dreamhack. I just stopped playing. I've been busy with other stuff, so I just kind of showed up for the close qualifier, and I think the fact that I didn't prepare for it made it kind of like there was no pressure, so I just kind of freestyled it and it went pretty well. So I'm just gonna take the same approach here. Just kind of do what I feel like, take each game as it comes, and probably get dumpstered. So I'll probably lose to Johnny Cage. It says here I'm Nidalf, and spoiler, I might not be Nidalf. We'll see, because it's a garbage matchup. You can't win, so like, there's no point picking Nidalf against human.
Dude, I remember you beat Johnny Cage one time,
Whiners.
and then I
Jesus
asked you about
Christ.
it. And then you were like, lol, do you really think I could win a map against Johnny Cage as Night Elf? That was the
Yeah.
time you beat him as Orc.
The one time I beat him, it's would work. Yeah, that's how it is when you pick Night Elf. You just gotta accept the fact that you can't beat humans. So we'll see. What rate? I might just go random. Who knows? X-Lord against Neutron. I mean, no offense to Neutron here, but X-Lord is he's pretty good. So probably he'll win there, and then X-Lord should beat Johnny Cage. I was surprised last time when Johnny Cage beat him like twice or whatever. I think it should be a pretty easy series for X-Lord, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, that means I'll meet Neutron in the lower bracket, and maybe I can maybe get my first win in a Dreamhack, because I always just get 0-2 to 0-2 every time.
No chance, bro. Sorry.
But to be honest, Neutron is probably one of the scariest Night Elf Mirror players for me, at least. And I've talked with other people, like DC agrees. Like, Neutron is really good in Night Elf Mirror, in my opinion. And he seems to be very good against like smarter players, like people who use their brains when they play.
What do you mean smarter players? Who is smarter than me?
Well, exactly.
Everybody.
Everybody.
But yeah, we'll see. I mean, the Night Elf Mirror is Night Elf Mirror. It's my best matchup. It's my most comfortable matchup. So I'm looking forward to this situation where I can maybe win one series and then I'll lose the next one against whoever gets knocked down. But I don't care. I already got my $200. I don't care.
Remo.
As much as we love, as much as I love our two Night Elves here on the call, I think this is unfortunately not very evenly matched. X-Lord and Johnny, both really good players. I have been singing Johnny's praises for a long time. He last time absolutely dumpstered X-Lord. I think Johnny is probably the most talented human in Europe right now. If he keeps improving, I think he's going to overtake Hawk easily and perhaps also overtake Blade. The only chance that our two Night Elves have is if X-Lord was super swamped with work and didn't have any time to practice, any time to prepare, and is having to play a scuffed kind of tournament, then there's a chance. Otherwise not. Also, Johnny's going to beat X-Lord again, I think. This is the best patch for human versus undead in a long time. And in my opinion, and this is the hot take of Remo for the night, I think human's strongest matchup right now is against undead. And that doesn't say that it's really favored, but compared to the others. And Johnny's going to take first place here and impress again. And X-Lord's going to take second unless he has like no time to play.
Neo.
Yeah, I would agree. I hate it, but I have to agree with everything Remo said. But it's gonna be interesting. We're gonna have it's very likely that we get rematches in all four groups with Sonic Spiral, with Hawk and Starbuck, with maybe Blade and Krav, and with X-Lord Johnny Cage. Super excited if things changed. But yeah, I think Johnny is winning the group. X-Lord is gonna be second. But I'm looking forward to Starshaped's camera background, of course. This is one of the most exciting things every Dreamhack by now. And I hope you're aware of your role.
Oh my god, the pressure.
You can't just stop. And yeah, Neutron, oh boy. I never know what to expect. I kind of hope for a post-game interview and stuff. But yeah, Johnny first, X-Lord second.
Carson.
Yeah, we all tend to be agreeing here on these groups, and I agree with those placements. The real question mark would be between, you guys aren't going to make it out of the group, but who's going to win between Neutron and Starshape? I think is a big question. I'm going to throw a wrench in the gears. I'm going to say All right, you guys ready? And this is what I thought about the groups before we came on here, so there's no bias here. 2-0 star shaped.
I agree.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Damn.
But that's what I'm gonna say. Sorry, Neutron.
Neutron.
It's fine. It's fine. Let's make it clear. If I lose to Star Shaped in this group, I will give him my $200.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
somebody clip that. We gotta clip
Sasha,
that.
do you
save that.
follow this up?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna. No. This is a one-sided.
He wants a free roll, not a bet.
If you lose, you will record yourself eating streaming.
What?
Oh my god.
No,
No.
if you lose, you don't need to do anything. Just give
Just
your
lose.
plus 200 if you win me. So, yeah, it's fine.
All right, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and also I have something to add. You guys never mentioned it, but X-Lord and Johnny has a super important rivalry due to the finals. So they have like same amounts of points, and they competing for top 5. Yeah,
Oh, dude, they have
So-
5 points apart.
yeah, that's why. And also, Johnny reached me like 2 days ago, or like yesterday, I don't remember. And he said, "Please win fucking X-Lord." and also he said, if I win him, he is gonna go to the lower bracket to get him out of this tournament.
Oh.
So it can be really funny. So I was like, okay, so I win X-Lord and I'm in top 8, right?
Okay, I got
Easy.
2 points for this ranking thing. Like there is a 16th spot for the guy who has the most points out of the 3 regions that is not qualified, right? So at the
Yeah.
moment, it looks like it's going to be the European player number 6 because Johnny has 280. I think Chemico is close.
I was Shimiko is in
Like
6 shape.
230. Yeah, and in Americas, I think it's Insub with 180 or something. So they're kind of far away, and it's kind of likely that Johnny gets at least to the quarterfinal. And I'm not too sure if we will see Blade on LAN.
Yeah, but is he gonna cancel long enough in advance if he doesn't go? That other players can actually go.
Well, he can cancel right now.
What the?
That's a good counterpoint, though. Yeah.
Oh my god.
For this guy to show his drunk face, I'm not sure.
Yeah, Neutron actually, like, X-Lord historically, like, he's complained or he's been vocal about Night Elf here and there, so clearly he has some troubles in the matchup. Does
Yeah,
that not
well-
motivate you to study how he plays against Elf, find, like, the games that he
Well,
lost, against
that-
really good players, and then...
Look, also one more point. Most likely, like 95%, that I will have to play with 200 plus ping against these guys.
Why?
So
Are you
it's
again
not-
going to Vegas?
yeah, but
Dude.
it's not making me makes me a favorite. Against X-Lord, last few games I played really good at ladder, and I don't know why. Maybe he had very fewer games and lack of practice, but maybe I became a bit better against undeads. I don't know. So, and also Johnny Cage, he's a super good and promising young player, but actually I don't think he's unbeatable. Like I tried a lot of things against humans and it worked. I won Hawk and in a couple of tournaments recently. So I don't think it's that desperate that it was like half a year ago. So we'll see. Maybe I will have a chance. I just hope my pink is gonna be not that bad. But yeah, most clearly Johnny Cage and X-Lord are the favorites of the group. So we are like dark underdog horses with the star shaped.
Yeah. You should have a look at some of the games in Asia of Night Elf against Human. It definitely
Yeah,
looked
I saw-
desperate there, but not in the way you think. Which, speaking of, we're heading over to Asia now.
Yeah, well, they tried to make Expo ASAP, not like in Europe. Usually we played like Fast Tier 2, then second Hero 2 Lords, and then Expo, and tried to get gold as much as possible before human push, but I tried a couple of times to make expo before the tide 2, and it works really well against humans. So we'll see, we'll see.
Who casted the close qualifiers from you guys?
That was me.
All of it?
Yeah, the 2 days. I
Okay.
mean, not all the games, of course.
Anything worth noting?
Well,
Before you start, I think I'll just bow out. So it's getting kind of late. So thank you very much for having me, and we'll see you guys at Dreamhack.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us. See you later.
Good night.
see you some, boy.
Yeah, I followed Yangi a good amount. Always a fun player to watch. He was playing against Mika. He was trying his Warden again, and he really threw that first game away hard, which was kind of a shame. Mikhail still sometimes struggling against the Warden. He met up against Fortitude, and Fortitude has finally gotten a grip on the matchup, as has become much better for many humans out there against Undead. So what was a big surprise here at the first day was there was all Chinese players making it through. Over in the tournaments in Asia, normally we see the Koreans mostly being able to make it there. Especially Linguagua beating Sok. That was the big surprise. That was something I would not have expected at all. I didn't see the game, but it was Fascia Headhunter, of course, and Sok there also suddenly, or currently, not with the best answer at the moment. This is where I come back to my earlier point. I think Undead has the perfect roadmap right now of how to play against Fascia Headhunter, which is at the same time also a good opening against Blade. So I think Undead is really well situated right now against Auric, but Human still has issues, and the fact that Sok wasn't able to make it through at the first day was kind of an indicator of that. And I was kind of worried that he wouldn't be making it through, but on the second day in the lower bracket, he did advance. 15 Sway beating So, and you could also see as a bit of a surprise. Of course, Colorful making it through was what we would all have expected. Alice against Shishi. Shishi we hadn't seen in forever, but didn't qualify here either. Alice, I think, is a very talented player, capable of a lot of things. So in against Yangi, their game was not close at all. Yangi had like no chance, and so in there made it through as well. And then there was one controversial game as well, Mikhail versus Pink. Mikhail finally qualified again, but map 3 was a disconnect, and Mikhail took the def win, and there was a lot of drama and a lot of flaming going on. Screenshots were being posted and shared, and it was a bit immature. And I mean, I could only read the translations from either other people or other translate, but there were some kind of weird things about it in there. But in the end, it's Mikhail who stands and finally makes it into the main event again, or the season main event again.
Neo, did you get to follow the close qualifiers for Asia? You're muted, I think.
Muted.
Yeah, there we go. Happens to me, eh? No, not really. I was kind of focused on the European
Yo.
part of things. Yo.
Champion's here, guys.
Who the fuck
Mikael is here. What the hell? Hello,
There
man.
he is. There's the man himself.
Hello, guys.
What's
Hello.
up?
I was not slim yet, so
How are you doing? How was the close qualifier experience?
there is a bad happens. So Chinese fans now hate me a lot. So I upload the screenshot you guys saw maybe. So I just didn't know last game. I don't know he got disc. So I just killed his DK, then opened the second expand. Then after 5 minutes, he just came back. Then he said disconnect. So I was very upset because he didn't send a message in WeChat or some things. Just he back to a game. Then he said I got disc. Then he wanted rematch. But I already have a good start, so there's no reason to rematch. And I did promise with my family, if I don't join Dreamhack Winter, I have to work 2 months. It's like make a building, moving wood, moving stone, and use some hammer or some things. It's so much pressure on my shoulder. So I really wanted to join. So I refuse rematch. Then admin camp. Then war is start. Then Lingua said, "Fuck you, this is ESW champion, blah blah blah, 5 times, like bad words, use Chinese." Then I use translate in the WeChat. Then I understand the whole of things. Then capture. Then yeah.
And did
That
you
is
answer?
happened.
Did you answer him when he do this?
I just say no rematch because he told me he using Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi in the match. It's nonsense, bro.
Yeah.
Then I say it's your own problem.
What
If you want to become pro gamer, just don't use Wi-Fi. So I don't want to rematch. Then admin and referee came to check. So I sent them my own replay. Then I unlock only sub VOD. Then he watched my VOD also. In my screen there is no drop pop up. Just the whole of the game just straight. So I think it's ridiculous. So I tell to admin I don't think I have to rematch, and you saw what Lingua was doing to me. Bad words 5 times I endurable admin. So then I am feel very not good. So I don't want to rematch. Then I joined the final. Yeah.
And what about the other two matches? You beat Yongi 2-0, and then you lost to Fortitude 2-0 before that in the upper bracket.
Versus Yangi, I practice with Moon and Laureate, so I know he will use only Warden, so I was prepared. So even I have a better start. If I get Banshee anti-magic share, I should win him. So and Yang did throw, so I take the win. But versus Romantic, I didn't prepare because Thunder is working now really busy. He making body for Mr. Show, and Show is launching tomorrow. Yeah, so there's no human practice partner because Chemical and so also good player,
Yeah.
but point is I will gonna meet them if I go top 8 or semi. So it's not good for practice with Sog and Chemical because we can be enemies. So now is process. I saw my Dreamhack Winter Group is first is focus and apply Fortitude. So maybe now I can ask to practice with Chemical and Sog. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, let's check the groups.
Yeah.
And then we can get everybody's thoughts. What's your brother's job? How would you explain it exactly?
Okay, my brother Lojinuk, he using ROH, I use NOH because when he go make a passport, he didn't ask me what is ROH, NOH. So everybody think we are not same mother brother, but we are own brother and we are bloodline. Yeah. So one thing is he was pro gamer. You guys know when he used Mikael. Then after I joined army, he waiting for me. Then when I finish military service, he joined to military service too. Then he make a dream big. He told me, "Okay, brother, I will quit pro gaming. I will become model. I want to be actor." Then dream is come true. He become model in the when he finish military service. Just 1 year, he joined a big fashion designers show. Then he doing actor and musical. He changed mind. Okay, maybe I want to learn some boxing. Then he got the amateur boxing champion. Also, he can do taekwondo and jujitsu, many things. Yeah. Now I can't win him with the hands. Yeah.
I still
But
don't know
if
what's
I
his
use
job
Saw,
though.
yeah.
What's his job?
He has so many jobs. Maybe
Okay.
entertainer is right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's have a look at the groups, and Remo can take it first since this is the guy that cast.
I have one question really quick though. I mean, maybe we'll touch a little bit more on the disconnect, but if there's a VOD on YouTube, I found it. I'm wondering because obviously it's not Mikhail's job to force to decide whether or not there should be a regame. Obviously, the competitor should just I want to go through. Of course, I got to take the game if there's an option. Do I get the win or do I not? Of course, me if I'm the competitor, I'm going to take it. But what were the admins doing? Because I'm looking at this. If I was the admin, I would have forced a regame. I'm not saying Mikhail should have,
No.
given the option. But what are the admins doing?
Yeah, admin forced me. You can choose regame or you can take win. Then I
Wow.
take win, but there is reason. Reason is when I lost the match, Pink sent so many messages, just loser, maybe 1,000 times.
Okay.
But I know he is very young, so I understand and I acceptable, and I'm Christian, so I forgive him. then he doing some bullshit like a cow Nima, fuck your mother or some things. Then I got really mad. So
Right.
I making sword for him. Then I use it in the this qualifier. It's really bad, man, guys.
Right.
When you got lose match, then you got message loser. Yeah,
Okay,
it's
I
not
see.
it's not good feeling.
Yeah. So he was almost like.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Even we didn't met in the offline, then he doing this in the online. Yeah. If he doing in the offline, I will show to him what is real life. Like
When you want to go to opera with him?
Offline.
no, I
Shut
hope we
up,
met
John.
in the offline. Yeah.
Yeah, people talking trash online that don't do it offline. I've never heard of that in
Yeah.
Europe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was more of like a him being BM. He almost got DQ'd from the qualifier because if it was just based on the game and there was no BM out of the game, then looking at it, I can link it for you guys. It's at 56:30 in that. Obviously, if the admins only had that to go by, that's why I was confused. It would have just been objectively a regame right away. But the fact that he was
Yeah.
flaming, I guess, yeah, he got DQ'd for BM, which is totally acceptable. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
But 10, just imagine thought, just someone not met in the offline. Then when you lose, he send a message, loser.
Hey, it happened
fuck
recently.
Your mother or something. Yeah.
Somebody did that to me recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
All right, let's have a look at the groups. Primo, your impressions from this. Let's start with. We can do same as earlier. Group A. Let's start with Group A.
And one more thing, I need a limo coachy.
You can't afford him.
Yeah, we're kind of on the same team now, so you know.
Yeah.
It's
I
coming
needed you,
together.
bro. Yeah.
It's,
I need
all
you,
coming
coach.
together.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, I just had my Coach Remo outfit on today, so
yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
all right. The group boys. Moon's in the group. He's the top favorite. That's very clear. Soen, he's got his own interesting idea in this matchup. In the past, it revolved a lot around tier 3, trying to quickly counter expand with Bloodlust and Grunts. It's a cool idea that never seems to work against the best. So Moon is definitely considered the top dog here. This is an important tournament for Chimiko. As we touched on earlier a little bit, Chimiko is at the moment below the cutoff point by 10 points only in 9th position. So Chimiko really needs to deliver here. Chimiko needs to at least, like, if the stars align, a top 9 finish might be enough, but he at least has to win one game. But realistically, he has to make it out of the group. Link
Same for
Wagwa?
Snowin, right?
Yeah, same for Soen as well.
Yeah, flies in the
Soen's
danger
even
zone.
a bit lower. Lingwagwa was able to beat Sok in the close qualifier, which was really impressive. But I think in this matchup at the moment, Chimiko is much better. He has been trying everything, like from 2 farm tech with defend to 2 farm tech without defend to skipping barracks entirely, rushing rifles, 3 farm tech, fast expansion. He's done it all. And I wouldn't say he's super steadfast and has found the perfect answer, but he has found some decent answers. And I think it should definitely be enough against Guagua. So I would say Moon first place, Chimiko second. If Chimiko keeps his nerves, which sometimes he fails to do, but I hope he can play his best because he does still look like the best human, I would say, currently in Asia.
Neil?
Yeah, I would definitely agree with Remo. When you were on vacation, Remo, I casted some of the Asia ESL Cups, and what Chemico was able to do there in fights with Lin was absolutely surreal. Also, he's one human that plays CH versus Night Elf really, really good. So it feels like Chimico is the influencer at the moment for Asian humans, at least. Even though Sok is still on his level, but he's the one with the super creative ideas and insane micro in fights. I would think the same. Moon probably first, Chemico second, because he can be really good against orcs if his opponent is not focused.
You guys don't think Chimico might take first?
No chance.
There is a chance, but it's small.
I think Chemico has a chance. Yeah.
Okay,
Because he is a very good versus Orc. But I asked to Lin about some balance because Lin suggested me maybe you should try second race in the match But I said I don't want to. Only wanted to play on that. But he told me, nowadays your micro is not like as happy and 120, and under his point is a good micro. So he suggests me, but yeah, I just think about it. Then if I choose second race, then I told Lin maybe Oak or Night Elf. Yeah. Then Lin just talk about balance. Oak versus Night Elf lead, and Oak versus Human also lead, and versus Undead Oak is good. Yeah. So that is points. And Chemical is.
He said that human
good,
is
yeah.
ahead than Orc. He's better than Orc.
Is Lin's balance talk. Yeah. He's told me. So he just told me if Impy and TH back to Warcraft 3 and play human, maybe Oak cannot win human. His point is that, yeah.
Human is the best race.
All right, the show is
Yeah.
canceled. See you guys later. Carson.
Yeah. So
Pack,
Well,
pack
Moon's-
your stuff.
Moon is the greatest player of all time. He's the GOAT. He's gonna destroy everyone. So Moon's gonna 2-0, 2-0 easily. Maybe 2-1 against Chemiko, who's gonna beat Linguagua as well. And as much as I like Linguagua, I think he's kind of toxic, of course. But as a player, I think he's an excellent player. I'm a big fan of Linguagua, but I don't think he's gonna be able to beat Chemiko. So it's gonna be Soen versus Linguagua in the losers round 1. And then I think probably Soen is favored there. He's got a very good verse Farseer play. He does the grunt shaman, blade, shadow, heal wave first sort of thing, pulls the peons, and Linguagua almost always cheeses in that matchup. So I think Soen will be able to defeat Linguagua, and then he'll have to rematch against Chimiko because Chimiko is going to destroy both Soen or Moon's going to destroy both Soen and Chimiko. So then we'll have Soen versus Chimiko, and Chimiko's going to win that match probably 2-0. So it'll be Moon and Chemiko through Group A. As much as I want Linguagua to be able to win, but also I suppose we need at least one human to make it out, don't we, Todd?
No.
No.
Let them get
Oh
obliterated.
yeah, right. You don't want them to go through,
No.
right? I forgot how this worked. Yeah.
Neutron.
How about Todd? How about you play Dreamhack Europe? You beat everyone in the America Cup, bro.
I'm casting, bro.
You s-
I can't be everywhere at once.
Oh, we find a replacement for you, no problem.
Keep casting then play human, bro.
Yeah, I can cast now.
Yeah. After that Anaheim disaster, you think we're gonna get you back? No, no,
What
no.
Yeah.
a disaster. It was the best moment
Yeah.
of your life.
All right, Neutron. Do you care about Group A at least?
Well, in Asia, I have no clue. Like all these motherfuckers are great and play the top level, so it's very hard to predict. I mean, yeah, Moon most likely is gonna win the group, but second place. I mean, I played against Soin with Human like 2 days ago, and I completely owned him with power rifles. So if I could do that, maybe Chemika gonna do that much more easier, you know.
Yeah, because one ladder game really represents what happens in tournaments. Thank you for your participation.
Pally Rifles
Yeah.
always wins. Pally Rifles
Well,
wins like every tournament game I've seen.
It's
Every
at
single one.
least something.
You haven't seen any Sunny game, right?
Oh, true. Well, you
So
know.
yeah, I predict
No
Moon
comment.
number 1 and Chemiko number 2, and Lucifer is the worst player of all times.
What
Yeah,
the
sure.
fuck?
Thank you, bro.
Jesus.
Thank you.
Hey, Wook,
Fucking
do you want to talk
rude.
about Group A or no?
I love
Me?
it. You
Yeah.
know that.
I think Moon versus Soin. I think Moon gonna take us through like a 2-1, and Chemical Lingoga that is 2-0 for Chemical. Then Moon versus Chemical maybe 50-50 because Human is good versus Elf with the
What?
timing rush. Yeah,
Mm.
Human is good versus Elf, bro.
Are you watching the
think so
stream?
too.
Not can
You guys
just
have pushed
accept
me
that.
far enough. I need.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh,
Fucking
earnings
hell.
again, dude. We covered this already in
Dudes.
the podcast. Stop with your earnings.
What the hell is this? Why do you keep saying human is good against everything? They're getting dumpstered this year.
Yeah, because you're not playing, bro.
Yeah, right.
Just don't like
Yeah.
them.
Then can we say 2019 or 18 when TH and Impy play?
No,
Can you?
no, we
Can
can't.
you? Technical difficulties.
Okay, so who
huh?
finished first and second then?
I think Moon go first, and Soino or Chemical go second. Yeah,
Not your buddy Lingua.
bro.
Okay. Let's look at Group B. 120, Sock, Lolite, and 15 Sway. So undead, human, and then I mean technically 2 elves, right? 15 Sway. Actually, wait, against elf, he's gonna play human, right?
Yeah, normally
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
this is a
Remo.
sick group actually. This is also where 15 Sway might look like the underdog on paper, but thinking back to WGL, we know how strong he can play. Where, for example, he was able to beat Chimiko in the quarterfinals. But yeah, this could be the best group by far. If all show up to play here, it's going to be an absolute banger. I'm a bit worried about Sok. Sok hasn't been looking that great lately, which especially makes Carson sad because he wants to only have the best thing happen to his favorite person in the world.
True.
1-0 is looking really hot at the moment, but I would say things that are doable for Sok. I think this is pretty much a toss-up of who is in better shape that day. 1-0 sometimes looks unbeatable against human, but it's really hard to make a few mistakes, to not micro perfectly all the time, to be out of position, to lose too much HP, and suddenly the expo comes up safely and then the night gyro train starts wrecking you. So it's a super volatile matchup, human versus undead, which I think makes it mostly fair because shit can go south really quick on both sides, and you really have to be on point. I think this is really a toss-up again of who's in better shape that day.
Yeah.
I think Lawlight is looking really good. The question for me is, can Lawlight finally bring his full potential to the big tournament?
Yeah,
When he
man.
played ESL Open Cup, like I was so amazed with how he played against Happy. To be fair, I think Happy
Yeah.
made a couple of strategic mistakes, but Lawlight has by far the best Night Elf versus Undead micro in the world. It's not even close. Moon is way smarter sometimes, but Lawlight is the like Autumn Leaves when he fights top left against Happy. Every Night Elf should look at that game and be like, "Oh my god, look at that! I guess Night Elf can micro after all because Lawlight can do it. Lawlight is by far the best. If they meet, which they don't necessarily will have to. 15 Sway is gonna play human, and I definitely do not agree that human is favored in that matchup at the moment. That one push does look scary, the fast expo, and then running across with 60 supply rifles. That's scary.
The Noah's Ark
but-
push, Remo Dima.
What?
The Noah's
Noah's-
Ark push. Haven't
Wait,
you heard?
isn't that
I
the orc
coined it.
push or the
I
or the
coined
night
it.
elf?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it is. Who knows? Whatever.
Wait, don't
Continue.
you have like 7 militia and like 5 rifles or something with that?
Everything is Noah's Ark now.
Continue.
All right, whatever. So I do see Lawlight as the favorite there for sure. As much as I like 15 Sway and I think he's talented, I think Sok is going to crumble once, either in the upper bracket or in the lower bracket. So it should be Lawlight in first, 1-0 in second, and 15 Sway and Sok not making it out.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah.
Okay. I don't. Finally, I can make a counterpoint. So this is super important if we look at the EPT points once again, right? Lawlight is slightly above the cutoff point, just a 25-point advantage. Sok has to catch up. He's 35 points below. So whoever loses this group is out and won't go to wherever this tournament is. And it kind of showed that whenever pressure is the highest, Lawlight is not showing his best. Yes, he won Smile Cup recently, which was great. But think back to like Dreamhack regionals when we thought, okay, he's in the best shape of his life. He's going to destroy these noobs. And then he was eliminated group stage. And that happens to him quite a bit in big tournaments or when things are most important. So I think Lawlight is in real danger. If he's not bringing his A game, he's going to get eliminated. He can lose on a bad day to Sok and to 1-0 and also to 15 Sway's human, because I think his confidence versus human is just destroyed. I know he's memeing a bit about it, but it's really not his best matchup anymore. Maybe with the map change, we will talk about that, of course. That changes a bit, but maybe more in the other direction, not too sure. So I am really afraid that Lawlight drops here, and he's my best friend in the Warcraft scene there. And I
What?
love the play style.
What? What? Where is me?
Close second place, mate. Close second place. Close second place. But man,
Yeah.
I'm really afraid that Lawlight is dropping from this group.
Is that why he played the Open Cups, I guess, right? Because he got like
Yeah.
75 points from that. And we also saw Chimiko being very active, 80 points from that. Whereas from Riemann and Fly, we're seeing nothing. Like they're not really playing them, I think. Or maybe they're losing, but
Yeah, it's also why Soen is playing a lot of these American Cups.
yeah.
Hello. Can you guys watching my point too? Open cup points.
Oh,
Good
true.
points. 60 points, man, not bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think 1-0 is a pretty safe first. This guy is just the freaking beast.
Yeah, sure.
His timings versus Night Elf are super scary. He's always been good versus human. I don't see him struggle in that group, to be honest.
Carson?
Yeah, group of upsets. Group of upsets. That's my opinion. I'm gonna be a little bit bold. I'm gonna be bold here because someone.
Well, I always knew you were
someone's
bold
gotta
under
be.
that wig of yours, but go ahead.
Under the wig, yeah. I look like a guitarist from Coheed and Cambria today for some reason. It's very, very poofy going on. Yeah. Okay. Group of upsets. I think no surprise that this definitely could happen in the lower part of the bracket. Laliat versus 15 Sway. I think 15 Sway wins. He's got a really good human against Elf. I've been very impressed with it, at least in the past. I haven't seen it recently, but I think he's got a very solid understanding of what he's supposed to do in the matchup, in that one matchup, at least with human. So I'm going to give him the upper hand versus Laliat, and he goes into the winter finals. Sock versus 1-2-0. Even though if I was a betting man, I would, of course, bet on 1-2-0. But I'll give it to Sock. Not only am I a big fan of Sock, and the heart wants me to go with Sock. The brain says 1-2-0, the heart says Sock. So let's say 15 Sway versus Sock, and then Sock goes through, which no one would expect. And then in the lower part, we have 1-2-0 versus Laliat. And there, I think we'll probably have, that's where 1-2-0 would most likely go through, and Laliat drops out. So then we'll have Sock and 1-2-0 going through. Group of upsets, but 15 Sway won't upset enough to make it out.
Neutron?
Well, 1-0 is the only player who I faced a lot at W3 Champions, and he's not even close to happiest level. Maybe it's due to ping or something, but I won like half of our games, and I don't think Lowlight will have problems with him, and with 15 CUA also. I think Lowlight gonna be easily win 15 CUA in his bracket, and
I thought
Sock
human is
going-
favored against Elf, though.
Yeah, in the middle noob European level, but at the top Asian player, Night Elves are better. It's like nobody can just say something about it, right?
Good take. I like
but
that.
At
Good take.
Europe, our trash Night Elves players like me and others, human is much harder to beat. So
Meow meow.
who was that? Remo? Okay, no mind. But 1-0 against Sock, I have no idea. I think it will depend on the actual skill level in that particular day. I think Sock can do it also as a 1-0. So it will be hard and interesting match. But against Lowlight, I don't think 1-0 will win easily. I think if Sock gonna face Lowlight, it's gonna be much harder and interesting match actually. Yeah. So I think overall it's gonna be Lowlight and Sock.
Mikael.
Yeah. My opinion?
No, how are you today?
Me, not bad. When I met Moon, we got hang out, and I just we drink 8 bottle of soju. Then we all die. Then I don't remember how to back to home. Then my brain got damaged because I have a manic, you guys know. So manic time is came that after that risk return. Then I just played the game. Then I played the game. I was grandmaster. Then I straight to lose 80 games. then I going down to Adept. Then Thunder is really mad. This is why we don't want you drink. You don't drink alcohol. Then I acceptable. Then I just explain about the situation to mental hospital doctor 2 days ago. I tell him I drink 8 bottle of soju. Then sometime I drink beer. Then I lost 80 games. Then doctor said, "Oh, you know that now. You know why I offer you never drink alcohol. You understand there is results and data. 80 games for you is not good." Then I said, I totally agree. Then I did promise it with my family. So if I drink alcohol, I will quit pro gaming. Yeah. So no more alcohol.
Yeah, that's a good
only,
choice. And
yeah.
cut those fucking cigarettes as well while you're at it too.
Only cigarette is okay, bro. Doctor said you only can do cigarette. You only can do cigarette only. Yeah, so it's okay.
Kin cigarette.
Okay, so how about
Yeah.
that group B for you? There's only 2 undeads, by the way, in all of the groups. So is one undead gonna advance here?
I think there is only one on that, bro. 1-0, bro.
Bro, there's a little Mikael down here, ready to
Who the
remind
fuck
everybody.
is Mikael, bro?
Let's go, champ! Let's go, champ!
Okay, so Sog is very strong versus undead, so I think it's 50-50. But if 1-0 doing DK Pulse or DK TD style or Happy style, I think Sog have a chance. But 1-0 is very strategy playable and also good micro. If 1-0 prepare for Sog with a special strategy, then it will be 50-50 or 60-40 for 1-0. And Low Riot as 53 is 53. I think he gonna play human. Then maybe I don't know because Low Riot is very good versus human. So maybe 50-52. So maybe 1-0 go win up finals and Low Riot go win up finals. Then will be amazing game. Then I can't cite partial. I can't be partial about 1-0 versus Low Riot, but I hope Low Riot win the game, then get first qualifier. Then maybe second is 1-0 or Sok. Yeah, that's all.
All right, let's go straight into Group C. Focus versus Mikael and Fly versus Fortitude. So 2 orcs, an undead, and a human. You can start, Mikael. What do you think of this group and why you're gonna demolish these kids?
Me first.
Yeah.
Group C, right?
Yeah.
Me versus Focus, I think I need to prepare with Lean or Soin because I have 2 orcs in the group, Fly and Focus. So I think I have to win Focus, then go winner banner. Then I hope Fly or Romantic. I want to Fly win because I can prepare only orc, then I can go to through. But I'm not sure my skill percentage about my shape now. I think I totally agree. Next pro said, Neutron said I worst player ever. So I hope I prepare well. Then maybe some good luck. Yeah. And Ply versus Fortitude, I think Ply gonna through. Yeah.
Remo?
I definitely see folks making it through here. Probably first place. He's really good with fast headhunters, and he almost always seems to win the important orc mirrors. Mika is gonna have a tough time because Fortitude, I think, is really good against Undead right now, and the patch made things a lot harder. So I see second place between Fly and 40. And with Fortitude is weird. Like I've seen him sometimes do well against orcs, like he 2-0'd Soen not too long ago in the ES Open Cups. And other times it seems like he's stuck in the meta from 2 years ago, and he's just like he's doing seemingly nothing that makes sense. And I don't want to sound mean, but that's what it looks like sometimes. When especially Chimiko has been showing some more interesting approaches, like creep routes and timings wise, and also the way he engages, Fortitude just seems a bit uninspired at times. Just running in, footies with a click, let's see how it goes. That's not how you can play it anymore. You have to be very, very precise with when you engage, what's your positioning, how do you block. You have to think about it a lot because of how strong the headhunters can be. But Fly has also been really more cold than hot lately. I haven't seen Fly really dominating the way that we know that he can. So I can't make a prediction there. I'm going to say focus first, and then it's going to be between Fly and 40 for second.
Neo?
So, is Fortitude back to playing human against orc, or is he still on that night elf train? Last
think he's
game I
back to
saw
human.
was human, right? So in
Yeah.
ESL Cup he played human. A couple of games before he played night elf. I don't know. I think with night elf he has pretty much no chance because he's just not on that level. With human, if he steps it up and has a good day, he definitely has a shot. But yeah, it's such a coin toss. What Fortitude is there that day? Um, he can go for a top 8 performance, but he could also be eliminated first round. I don't know. There's almost no stability with this guy.
Yeah, he's been playing a lot of human, and he beat Moon actually in the Warcraft Survival Battle tournament, like a Korean tournament. So been playing pretty well. Carson, your thoughts on this group?
Yeah, I think Focus definitely out of the group first, as in winning the group in first place. Michael, unfortunately, Mikhail. I always call him Michael. Mikhail. Have to respect the pronunciation. Probably out. A little bit of a slump lately, as he was just actually saying himself. So unfortunately, I do think he's out. 0-2-0-2. Fly and Fortitude is the battle of the two most inconsistent players of all time. It feels like. I think Fortitude for different reasons of Fly. He's just been in a bit of a slump recently. Fortitude, I think it's let's just say we'll flip a coin for Fortitude to see whether or not he performs his best. But I think Fly ends up coming out, and then Focus and him have to play a mirror. Focus will win that, and then again we'll have the rematch of Fly versus Fortitude in the losers finals. And I think probably 2 orcs come out because orc is the best race, isn't it? So I think the double orc, no big surprises in Group C. I think Fortitude could do it, but I just have a hard time betting on the guy. I don't know. I don't know which one's going to show up. So it's just hard for me to put my chips in for him. So I think Fly and Focus.
Neutron?
Nobody cares, bro.
All right, then Group D.
Had to happen once. Here we go.
We got
Yeah.
Lynn, Alice, Riemann, and Colorful. Remo, take us away.
Go, Lima coach. Yes, sir, bro. Aye, sir, bro.
I like Alice, but he's the easy prediction here to make. He's got no chance. He's going to get trashed by Lin. Lin has been frustrated against Nida for a while, but if he shows up with his strongest play and maybe has a bit of luck with Blade Master scouting early, he should beat him certainly. Now, what I would like to see is Remind versus Lin, because those games are weird. Remind likes to play bears, and in fact, when he started playing it last season in fall, suddenly it started catching on across the world, whereas before it seemed like bears didn't work too well. It seems like whenever Night Elves try to play one-base dryads, they just get completely slaughtered by orcs, but bears somehow seem to work if you have a good early game, if you can level your demon, especially on maps like Tidehunters, for example.
But can we make any assumptions about Remind? Because nobody saw him in the past 4 weeks, right? In nothing. And last we saw was like failing a qualifier. So what Remind is going to show up? Is he in good shape? Is he even playing at the moment?
I have an idea.
Mikhail knows.
Definitely not too active.
I
but
know.
Just let me finish my point. I think he also had a lot of novelty going his way in the last season. I think that's kind of worn off. I think everyone respects Remind. I think everyone's aware of what he might be able to do. So my predictions here are very boring. It's going to be Lin and Colorful. I think, however, this is going to be closer than some people may expect. I feel like Lin and Colorful both have been a bit shaky every now and then. It is hard to count Colorful out in Eye of Mirror. That's normally where his bread and butter lies. But I say Lin and Colorful. These are the clear choices, but it's not going to be as one-sided as one might expect, perhaps.
Okay, I do counter. So I think Lin and Lehman will gonna pass. Because Remind is when he in the SK Gaming and also even all the school pro teams, he never loses night elf versus night elf, and that experience is huge. And I know what he doing nowadays, so I trust him. I believe in him. So I think Remind gonna crash colorful, and the Lin versus Alice maybe Lin one side take a game. Yeah.
You wanna bet? I
Who
think
wanna bet?
Remind has 0 chances against Colorful, like 0.
Oh. Okay, how much bet?
Let's make it $100.
$1? Okay,
Yeah.
I deal.
Okay.
I
wonderful.
own Remind.
Wait, what are you
yeah.
betting on though? Is 0? So are you betting on a 1,
No,
2, 2,
just
1?
On the win.
Just
Or win or lose.
the victory in the match.
Yeah. I bet on Remind or in. Yeah.
Don't say all in, bro.
What do you
Carson.
want? 100 in your chair?
No. $100. Yeah, I have only that. Yeah, so
Okay,
I
deal.
bet on that. Yeah. Deal, bro. Deal.
Carson, Group D.
Nice deal, bro. Easy money, bro.
Easy money. Yeah, this one is pretty easy for me to call. Lin's gonna beat Alice. Colorful's gonna beat Remind. Colorful's gonna beat Lin. And then between Alice and Remind, I don't think it really matters, but I really haven't seen any Remind games since he came back. I do think people put too much stock in players that had like a good year. Of course, Remind is a legend. He was the best in the world at one point. He won big tournaments. He's a very big name. But I think especially in Warcraft, we put way too much stock in the fact that people that were the best player at one time are going to continue to just be the best player forever. It's very rare. It's not like every player that was number 1 in Warcraft is all of a sudden Flash. Right? They're not simple in CSGO. They're not who was that Quake guy that's like the best of all time forever. So I think we might put too much stock in players like Remind just coming back and dominating because he once was very good, but I still think he's got a good shot against Alice. Not that it's going to matter. It's going to be Lin coming out of the losers bracket or the losers side of that group, and then Colorful and Lin out of there.
Neo?
Yeah, this is another interesting group because Remind had this one top 4 performance, and that put him in the race for the finals at the end of the year. If he doesn't perform this time, he's out again. Like, he has to show up again. He has to grab the points again, especially because he's not playing the Open Cups. So there's quite some pressure on him. Same on Lin, actually, with only 265. Colorful is super safe. Like, he's qualified already. He can do whatever he wants. I wonder how seriously he takes it, though. I think there's a small chance that Remind can upset. I think there's a small chance that Lin is not making it through because his matchup versus Night Elf is really not that good. And it's by far his weakest. He has a mental block, especially when he's facing Moon, of course. But yeah, if everything goes according to plan, it's Colorful and Lin in that order in this group.
All right, let's move to save the best for last, guys.
Yeah.
America.
Yep. Woo! Here we go. Are we doing the close qualifier for America?
Yes.
Yeah, Carson, tell us all about these wonderful matchups, the variety in this qualifier, man.
America.
Yeah, let me open it up. There was a lot of undeads and a lot of night elves. In fact, I think only undead is in night elves. Yeah, that's right. Wow, incredible.
Oh my god.
That's
2
exciting,
undead,
huh?
2 night elf. Yeah.
Yeah, even Pato and Deuce got replaced by Sword Puppy, who's an undead. Pato, who's an elf, got replaced by Fear, who's the night elf player. Just completely ridiculous, dude. I guess, we don't have a ton of orcs or humans, and the ones that we do have are already in the top 4. But was there any big surprises here? I caught a couple of the games. Arc versus Hunter was very, very close to start us off. That was kind of just a really clowny best of 3. I remember game 3. I think game 3 was actually the one on Autumn Leaves. That was quite the crazy series, but it was really, really clumsy between the two of them. So really either player could have came out in the first day. And then Seiso looked pretty dominant. I think Saron could have actually beaten Seiso, even though it was a 2-0 to start us off. But Saron did play very well there. I just think Seiso is the better player overall. And then Duck he didn't show up the first day. And then there was another thing that happened. Oh yeah, Arc was super late. Arc actually had to play from a LAN cafe the first day, which probably would have tilted the scales in his favor had he actually been playing from home. I don't think he was on bad ping or anything, but he was just playing a little bit of an uncomfortable setup. So then Arc goes down and Duck also goes down by default, and they both come out. I think sort of the favorites prevailing there. I'm not sure if Ark the second day was able to play from home or not, but I think he's just the better player between him and Saron. And then Duck almost lost to Sword Puppy. It was very close. He lost his hero to Creeps in game 2 and had to GG out. That was a quick one. That was so.
Was
he
it
lost
Last
his-
Refuge?
Autumn Leaves. He
Ah.
lost it to the expansion, and then he auto rebought the Death Knight level 1, by the way, at the tavern, and came in and Frostmourne last hit the Ogre Magi at the expansion. That was exciting. And then he GG'd out as soon as he did that. And then game 3 was like super late game, level 6 heroes. I think they had like 6/6/5 heroes on both sides. So Sword Puppy was this close to going on and facing Mist, which he definitely could have won. So we almost had a Sword Puppy in the top 8, which would have been the first Australian, I think, through. Yeah. Had New Zealand players, also no Brazilians this time around either. But yeah, I think all the favorites prevailed in the close qualifier.
Wait, Miss played Orc against Say So. Is that real?
Oh, I didn't see that. Did he really? Oh,
Looks like it.
I was like, why is it this red? Like, because I'm using like a Dark Reader thing. Is this wrong? Then I click and I see like Orc heroes. Apparently, he played Orc.
Yeah, I'm really sad that we don't have Brazilians, man. They brought a special flavor to the fall season, even though they weren't too successful. But I love the Brazilian community. They always bring so much passion to the table. No disrespect to NZ or USA or Canada or whatever, but it's just not the same passion as a Brazilian can do with Forks as a caster. And also the players like Pato and Mist, both so freaking likable. So yeah, I'm kind of sad we're missing out on the Brazilians. I am becoming a little bit of a Say So fan, gotta be honest. I hope he can play from home with the best conditions and on like fair ping, etc.
I don't think he actually can. I think he said that he actually might be traveling. I
Of
think I
course.
might be misremembering.
Bro,
Say So, he might even be
imagine
in the
though
chat.
if he again wins from an airport. Like,
Yeah, man.
he's
Or
building a legend.
somewhere in the jungle, or I don't know. But yeah, I'm really hoping for a good Say So tournament this time. Cool to see Hunter back.
Welcome to the jungle.
Exactly, man. It's cool to see Hunter back. I think he's definitely top 5 in the region. He took the map off of Hitman in summer and then kind of overslept the qualifier or something for fall. So Hunter belongs there. If he's putting in work, man, he could be the party pooper this season.
Do we know why Pato and Deuce didn't play? That's very unfortunate.
I think for Deuce, it was not the schedule of the closed qualifiers. He was playing, I think, StarCraft when they were happening. I think it's the schedule of the actual days of the event, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't think he could make the first week. I think that's what it was for Deuce.
Yeah.
For Pato, I'm not sure.
Okay.
So who is in finals? I mean main event. Hunter, Say So, Dog, Ark. Yeah, I want to see main event.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, boss. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, Cruncher, Hitman. Okay. Oh,
These are cool
Hitman.
groups.
Hitman #1, bro.
Last time he lost the map to Hunter, and I think Hunter is the scariest for him here. Maybe in the entire tournament, even, especially in best of threes.
Yeah, let's start with Group A then. Neo, your thoughts? We got Hitman versus Duck, and then Kiwi Kaki versus Hunter in this.
Yeah, I think with this group, I don't see a big threat to Hitman except Hunter. Like Duck, not on the level, and Kiwi. It just the past results showed that Kiwi is not moving away from what he did in the past 1.5 years. So Hitman's gonna go through if he's not, I don't know, super mega hungover and waking up 1 minute before the game, which could happen, of course. But usually he does the job really, really well, and I don't see Hitman not finishing. Group B is, I think, more exciting as it is between Cruncher and Insup, I guess, for the second spot in the region. And man, this group can be fire. I don't know how good Ark is at the moment, if he can play a role in there, but I'm super excited about Insup vs Cruncher again.
Remo?
Yeah, I mean, it's of course the storyline that's staring us all in the face is that it's these two making it through. Unfortunately, it's the same for the EPT points in America. It's the top 2 only making it through. Would be really cool if there was 3 slots, to enable that that ambition from the other players. Although I guess it wouldn't exactly be fair Who's the guy to look out for here? I have also become a Say-So fan. I think it was such a Chad move that he won from the goddamn airport. That was so cool. So I'm going to be looking out for him. Although it seems like we got the big clear favorites again. If anything, I think Kiwi is going to get trounced this time. I think like there's absolutely no element of surprise anymore. I think a lot of Night Elves and Undeads especially have figured out a way. So what I'm saying is Kiwi won't even make it second place in the group. Kiwi will be out either last or third in Group A.
How do you know? Maybe he shows up with Blade and Grunts. It'll be a real surprise there.
Hell no. Hell no.
Carson?
Yeah, are we doing both groups or just one group at a
Oh,
time?
we're
here?
supposed to do one, but then Neo went off script, so do whatever you want.
Okay. So Hitman versus Duck. Ask me on broadcast. I'll find plenty of ways that Duck could maybe upset Hitman. But here, for the sake of analysis, yeah, love you, Duck. Not a big shot there. And then Hunter versus Kiwikaki. I think Hunter's gonna totally destroy Kiwikaki. He seems to have a relatively good answer most times I see him against Farseer Headhunters. And as long as he just follows it, it doesn't even really need the mechanics to be on his side. He could get out-microed, I think, as long as he follows the script and does everything according to plan. He'll destroy Kiwikaki, and then we'll have Hitman versus Hunter. The biggest possibility for an upset, except for maybe if there's Cruncher versus Insup in Group B, that's the biggest possibility for a legitimate upset, I feel, because it's something that Hunter's actually done recently, and it's a matchup that Hitman has kind of been complacent in. Maybe not complacent, might not be the right word, but he's definitely been struggling in at times. That's the biggest opportunity for an upset, but obviously you got to go with Hitman. It'd be crazy to not. So then we'll have Duck versus Kiwikaki. Again, I think a slight chance for Duck, but I think Kiwikaki definitely just in the matchup is going to be favored. And then again, we're going to have Hunter versus Kiwikaki, and Hunter's just going to steamroll him.
Neutron?
Well, even if we don't like this little motherfucker, but we still should admit that he's number one in the US right now. And the only guy, in my opinion, who can compete with him and surprise him with anyhow with some unstandard strategies is Hunter, actually. So he's the guy who is not playing like Keeper Hunts, which is the easiest strategy for Hitman to counter. Hitman always struggles against some strategies like Keeper Demon, Talons, etc. I have like 50-50 against him in ladder, and I won all the games with my Demon second and Talons, and lost all the games with Hans. So he's really good against Hans, but really bad against other strategies. So if Hunter comes up with some kind of all-in push or something, maybe he has a chance against Hitman. Also, I don't think Kiwi is practicing because I never played against him ladder recently, so I don't think he's playing at all. And when he's not practicing, he can't play at the top level, so I think he's not going to be a problem for Hunter or either of the players.
Kiwi is grinding Diablo like crazy.
Yeah, so well.
I haven't been playing with him.
That means he's not gonna compete.
Wait, is there any
at
skill that
the-
translates from Diablo into Warcraft 3?
No.
No. Maybe picking up items fast.
Patience for playing a 20-year-old game and not losing your mind, maybe. That.
I don't play Diablo 2. I have a bad memory.
Well, you just bet in everything. So
Jesus.
Why are
That's
you so
uncalled
mean
for,
today?
Neutron.
Yeah, why are you so mean?
actually,
We know- I mean, we know you're
I
Russian,
love
but come on, bro.
Lucifer, Michael. He's a great guy, so I love him. Peace.
Okay.
Okay,
I
Jay,
love it too.
what about Group A?
Uh,
Hitman, Duck,
yeah,
Kiwi, and Hunter.
I think Hitman and Hunter for sure, 100%. Yeah.
Okay.
But it can be split second or first. And Group B is I think a Cruncher, Insub or Say-So. Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
don't.
Carlson, what's up with Cruncher, man? He's casting. He's actually following Warcraft in between seasons.
A little bit. Yeah, and he even played an ESL Cup. I don't
He's
think
good,
he
actually.
practiced
He's
a
good.
ton, but I don't know. He's definitely not active. He's very high level on Diablo. That's for sure.
Isn't there
I
a
think
max
he's even
level?
playing New World. Yeah, 99, but
100.
it takes
100, yeah.
months. Takes
Why
months
the
to get
fuck
there.
No,
are
for
you guys
Cruncher, it
playing this
doesn't.
shit Diablo?
It's
great game.
actually very well done. They fixed all the bugs
It
2
was
days in.
great 20 years ago when I played it when I was
True.
young, but now it's piece of shit.
You were a great
Well-
Warcraft player 20 years ago, and now look at you.
Got him. Yeah. So yeah, Cruncher. I think I don't think
Time
Neutron
goes
gonna
by.
respond to that one. Absolutely destroyed there. Yeah, I mean he's been watching a lot, and we've casted a couple times together, and he's been sort of, I'm not sure what his schedule like, but he played ESL Cup because I don't think Hitman was playing. Got destroyed by Todd though, wasn't Todd just rolled him up and smoked him, as XQC might say.
Well, I got
And
trashed
then,
first game,
True.
and then I got good items.
Yeah, it was
So
a real
basically,
nail biter.
completely undeserved victory for me.
Okay, humble,
so-
humble.
Can you predict Group B and then Carson? I'm gonna put you on the spot. I want you to literally predict the semis and the finals after that.
Cool.
Spoil the whole tournament for us, Carson. Do it.
This is all me right now?
Yeah.
So Group B and then semis and finals. Okay. So Group B, Cruncher's going to beat Arc. Insup is going to beat Say So. And one thing I just want to say about Insup is, there's many players in the Warcraft scene, Say So being one of them. There's plenty of players, I'm sure, like this in Europe as well. Maybe not so much in Asia, but where they're just playing casually, right? They play a little bit and they practice, and whatever, I dropped out. I didn't do so well. I guess I'll go back and whatever, do what I do for the rest of my day. For Insup, he practices a lot. He streams a lot. He's very good at it. He's very entertaining, but also, regardless of him being a good streamer, he also plays a shitload. So I want finally to not be like, oh, Insup probably just going to get knocked out here. Whatever, not a big deal. He's just not as good as these guys. Like, when are we finally going to be able to say Insup, a big favorite to make it out, a big favorite to actually be able to upset Hitman? Because the excuse of, oh, I just don't play it enough does not work for Insup. And he's got the talent. He's good enough to do it. I think this should be the chance for him. Cruncher has barely been playing at all. This has to be the chance for him to finally make it in the grand finals. I'm sick of making up excuses for him because he practices a ton. He's got the talent. He knows what he's doing. This should be his time. It's now or never, because every single time it's like, oh, maybe this time. And then when he loses, it's like, oh, they're just better than me. It's like, come on. So that's I think is the big storyline here, is for Insup finally at last do it. I don't want to make any excuses for him. So that's one thing I want to touch on for this group. But then for the playoffs, so how would it work out? So Hitman would be number 1 seed so he would play number 2 seed. So most likely he'll play Insup. So we'll have Hunter versus Cruncher, Hitman versus Insup, right? And
So you're that convinced that Cruncher would beat Insup in the winners match?
Oh yeah. Well, Insup is kind of mentally drained versus human, but I'm saying I want to see it. I would love to see it, but again, heart against the brain. If I'm using the brain, I think Cruncher is going to practice up, and when he does practice up, he's terrifying. Just give the guy a week, and he'll destroy everyone. So that week is starting now. Cruncher.
I also like Insup. Some happens, but I don't hate him yet. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because money make you very high always. You never go down, just always high.
I think your microphone got switched. Jay. We hear you like.
No, it's just
yeah.
okay.
Oh,
I can pick Carlson's love to Insup. I also like him. I don't hate him even happen because there was a Maniac time, because Maniac have always high, like no going down. So it looks like oh shit, it's good or got skipped, but it's not. Even your parents said I can't be happy. So like a psychopath, whatever. So I think Insup can make it if he beat the Cruncher. I think his weak point is versus human, and the Cruncher is a good player. So if he overcome Cruncher, then Matt Hitman, I think Insup can be amazing play. I think, yeah.
yeah. Insup actually is streaming right now with his stream title "Grinding for Top 16 WT Champions."
Yeah.
Which is coming up later, and Dreamhack. So he's got all these tournaments in his sights. I think Insup's playing amazing. Like against Human, maybe not his best matchup, but he has the real opportunity to practice specifically for that match. But against Orc, oh my god, that series against Sowin yesterday, the game 3 was like one of the best games I've seen in a while. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I get excited for games, but like now I was really like at the edge of my seat, like living through every single little micro thing in the fight and stuff.
So what's
for
more
you-
likely, that
for you
Insub
one.
beats Cruncher or that Insub beats Hitman?
Honestly, I think Insub, even if he takes second here, he has a chance against Hitman, but obviously it'd be much better for him to beat Cruncher. Or, I mean, let's assume he beats Seiso, right? We shouldn't count out Seiso and Arc. Obviously, they have a chance, even though I think they're going to be dogs in the matches. Let's say Insub against Cruncher is the winner's match. Insub wins, then he has a match that I think I'd favor him in pretty heavily. Unless he beats Hunter, that could be a tricky one still for him if he faces Hunter, because against Night Elf is maybe not his forte. But I do think that against Hitman, he's one of the guys with the best shots alongside Hunter and Cruncher in this tournament, because against Orc, I find him very impressive. And obviously it's Hitman, he's probably going to steamroll everybody anyway, but yeah, that's just how I feel.
Yeah, he beat him twice now because he 2-0'd Sowin the week previous, and not only did he beat Sowin's Blade, but he also beat his Farseer. So both main strategies, he beat both them 2-0 Sowin, and I think Sowin went back to Farseer Hunters all 3 games on Monday. But I do think Hitman, not overall, because obviously people would call me a Hitman fanboy if I said he's just overall better than Sowin. I think they're quite close in skills, but versus Undead, Hitman is a complete destroyer. He's completely ridiculous. He was beating 1-2-0 in like 6 minutes the other day on stream. Ladder games aren't a big deal, but seeing him against Insup previously, like seeing Sowin lose to Insup and then go on to play Hitman in the grand finals of ESL Cup, Hitman was ridiculous. He kept his Death Knight on level 2 for like 13 minutes or something on Concealed Hill. It was like he just completely destroyed him. So I think the fact that Insup could beat Sowin is great, but I don't think he's going to have much of a shot. I think he's got to beat Cruncher just to say I made it into the grand finals. I think he's got to do it versus Cruncher, in my opinion.
So you predict grand finals, Hitman, Cruncher as per usual,
Hitman,
with the
Cruncher.
same winner?
Yeah, for sure. I think what would it be? Sorry, it would be Hitman versus Insup and or what would it end up being? So Hunter would go through, and then he would be playing Insup. So it'd be Hunter versus Insup in one of the semifinals. Oh, sorry, no. What would it be? What would the semifinals be? Help me out.
Yeah, if Hitman takes first and Insup takes second, they meet. And then Cruncher would be, if he takes first, he would be against Hunter, for example, if Hunter takes second.
Yeah, so I think Hitman would 3-0 Insup, and then I think Cruncher Hunter would be 3-2. I'm gonna call because I think Hunter's playing pretty well, and then I think Hitman Cruncher will be 3-1 because you asked me to predict the whole group, so that's my prediction for the whole playoffs.
But I think Hitman is misunderrated by some fans, but I really like him and I respect him because even you say you are pro gamer, I think have to work like a normal person job, like 10 hours minimum. So he always playing Warcraft 3 and stream Warcraft 3, and I saw his result, and it's almost over 40 games a day. It's like a machine. It's in the Korea, maybe there's only podcast like do that. So it's make your Warcraft 3 very perfect. Yeah, but Moon or Lin is different, but they are gods. Yeah, so not need much practice like a young player. But you know, young players' power is always learn new and good macros. And Hitman always doing very good practice. I mean, mass games is helping him a lot. So I think he's become stronger is practice time. Yeah.
All right, let's go over some tournaments real quick.
Wait. Don't we want to talk about the map changes?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of important, I think, for this one.
Okay, go ahead, Neo.
Amazonia is out. How do you like that?
Sucks.
Remo.
Of course, the Night Elf says that.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah. It's about time. Good riddance. And Echo, you're next, bitch.
No, I will put some money on Echo, but
Neo, please. It's a horrible map. It has to go.
Okay, you can think that way.
Oh,
it's true, bro.
sorry, I messed up the scene. We should be back. Yeah. There it is. Competitors, important map news. Autumn Leaves upgraded to 2.0. So there's a couple of camps. Like we did some show match to test it out a bit earlier. It's changed around the corners on the left and the right. The creeps in the middle are also a little bit harder to grab if you just want to do like the big camp or like the big creep there that's carrying the item, and then Amazonia out and Shallow Grave in. Carson, your thought on this?
Yeah, so I agree with the change overall, the timing of it. I haven't heard one player actually agree with it. I'm really confused. Just change the maps. Great, sure. Get AZ, eventually get EI out of there. I think Tidehunters and Autumn Leaves are excellent maps. I particularly really like Tidehunters. I think it's one of the best maps we've added. But who's the timing for? It's not for the players. Unless there's players that are keeping silent that are up to this. Is it for the broadcasters? Is it for the viewers? Because if so, that's kind of bullshit in my opinion. Why a week before the main event? Why not in the open qualifier, closed qualifier? I think that's absolutely ridiculous. Really, who is this for?
Carson, I know
players.
I know you're new to this, but in esports, everything's always last minute. You'll
Yeah.
learn in time. Everything is like there's never gonna be a world in which they're like 2 months before they're like, guys, we wanted to make sure we
Yeah.
gave you time. Personally, I appreciate that they're trying, and I think it's good that there is a map rotation like this. But I agree with you, like 8 days is not a lot, especially because Autumn Lives is not in the ladder yet.
Yeah.
Even it's gonna take it's gonna
True.
get added as the tournament begins, so that's a problem as well, because that's the main way for players to practice is through ladder. So I want to say to Dreamhack, good job like rotating the maps and doing this stuff, but it would be better if it was faster. Obviously, everybody agrees with it. There was like a really funny discussion actually with with Happy on the WT Champions Discord where he asked about this, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, the map will be added in 8 days," and he was like, "Well, I'm not dying to play on Autumn Leaves, but I kind of have to practice on it or something." Neutron,
Remo, I think
think
you have the best
yeah.
insight on this.
Yeah, this was very slow progress, and it's always a bit weird to fit in. Ideally, we already wanted to do a map pool rotation after, after fall right away before the qualifiers. But I think it mainly comes down to internal workings of ESL. It took a long time. The decision was delayed for a long time. They were considering how many maps they were going to change, blah blah blah, and so it was last minute. And then the problem comes on top as well that it's not part of War 3 Champions yet. The really weird thing is, it's not even added yet to the launcher of NetEase. It's not even part of the client yet. So they're going to have to do this weird thing again where they're going to import it into RPG, where we're going to have this weird buggy lobby and stuff like that. So they can't even practice it on there right now.
I mean, they have a week more time for NetEase, right?
Yeah, but I think if just ESL Dreamhack play on the all of games in the World Cup 3 Champions, and problem is solved because nobody playing NetEase anymore. I mean, pro players, or everybody playing World Cup 3 Champions. So we just change some rules by ESL, then play on the World Cup 3 Champions and choose Asia East or Asia 2. Then problem solved. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really understand why War 3 Champions isn't changing it immediately. I don't know how connected they are, ESL and War 3 Champions, and what the reason for this is.
but they also have their own tournament, right? Like the whole season for WT Champions.
Well,
But they
that's
have to
now my tournament. I think.
Yeah.
And the map pool is already 11 maps for that, so it's really only Autumn Leaves that has to change for that.
Yeah, I mean, you can update Autumn Leaves, right? Is that...
Yeah.
Why not?
Neutron, wake up.
Meow meow. What's up?
Talk to us.
Actually, I have not seen any changes in Autumn Leaves. I did not find any logs or something, so I have no idea what's changed. But I like any changes to the maps because it's so boring to play all the same maps for ages. I like
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah.
when they change the maps every other season. So even if AZ was a good map for Night Owls in most matches and everybody veto it, I'm fine with the change. I just want something new, and it's interesting, it's fascinating, and so I love the changes. Go change every map, bitches.
Carson?
Oh yeah, I think it's a good change overall. I have no problems with changing the maps and updating the maps. I think Autumn Leaves definitely might have more flaws than Tidehunters. Like Tidehunters isn't really being changed a lot. Has it been updated since I've sort of been aware of it? I don't think it is. I think Tidehunters is pretty good. Maybe some slight changes, but Autumn Leaves, I think there's always been some things up for debate. I think the expansions have been highly debated whether or not they should be changed, and now the bigger expansions, the Cobalts, are being changed. So, and some of the items have been debated. Which camp should drop which items? That's being changed as well. So I think these are good. These are good steps in the right direction. I don't know what the right answers are for all the changes towards Autumn Leaves, but the fact that they are trying things out, I think, is good. And then, of course, getting AZ out of there. I think debatable whether or not AZ or EI should have gone first, but I suppose AZ is the more imbalanced of the two in more matchups. So yeah, I think it's totally fine. The timing is just kind of shitty.
Neo, you already spoke, right, about this?
Yeah, I spoke about the timing. I really love that Amazonia is out because it might be, I don't know, some people might enjoy it. I hate this map. It's so boring. Except the Mikael versus Remind game at like last year in summer. I can't remember a single epic game on this map. Like
Maybe team match, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That
it
was
was team match.
epic.
Yeah.
That was epic, mate.
Yeah.
But apart from that, like it's so boring. It's always the same. Remo said on the broadcast, I think it was Meisterschaft, that he can predict the first 10 minutes on Amazonia in every matchup if nothing too crazy happens, and that's so true. So great that it's out. I like the changes to Autumn Leaves a lot. I sent you pictures, Todd. I don't know if you're showing them at the moment, but
Okay.
Well,
it's in
you
the
can
group chat.
predict 10 minutes on every map right now.
Yeah, because you're so smart and
No, it's not me because the game is so boring and trash.
why do you play it then, dude?
Because
I
I
think
have
that's what every
no
Warcraft
choice.
player says. Dude, we're just all masochists.
Yeah, so this is the
Whatever.
left-hand side of the map where there used to be this camp here with the Magi, and now it's
Yeah.
there
Oh,
instead.
I really like the pond because we saw, I think it was Chimiko who was pushing Night Elf expansion by Lawlight, and he was just where now the pond is. He was just shooting through the trees and sieging with mortar teams.
Yeah.
So that's important. That's
Yeah, what's wrong
impossible
with that?
now. I really, yeah. What's wrong with that, eh? So I really like that. The Null camp with the big consumables further to the left, which should be a little more safe.
so that
I
still
guess.
drops a consumable now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's I'm trying to imagine how far away that is from the base. Is that like, because you used to be able to build an Ancient of War. I don't think it'll be.
Hey, can you
doable.
build an Ancient of War here?
I don't
Nope.
think it's gonna be used.
You
but you
can-
used to be able to build one at the Murloc before, though.
Yeah, you can't do it here. You can creep it with militia, but then they're gonna be mighty exposed on the way back. Kind of the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah,
as
none of them
on,
is making hit home after that.
Concealed Hill and Northern Isles, kind of that way.
Okay, and
Yeah,
then
I
in,
like this.
in the
Echo
center,
2.0.
we can see the cribs being edited here in the center. So those garbage walls, I guess, are gone. Like that you can pull and stun one time and then just kill.
Yeah.
Instead, like it's the Sasquatch down there, which there was already a Sasquatch, right? It was Sasquatch
Yep.
plus Wolf.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the troll has the item though on the bottom right camp, and the top left camp it's a Wildkin which has a lot more HP. The problem with the wolves was they were low HP, 600, and they're also faster than everything else, so you could attack them. They run out all the way, and you can snipe them really easy, especially with Entangle, but also with other things.
Wait, the
So,
Berserker has the
and
item,
also that Urp not make cops. So can't you not impact the Plague Arrow and can't you use the Necromancy one?
Wait, he doesn't.
Hmm.
The wolf
wait,
doesn't
the wolf
provide a
doesn't give
corpse.
corpse?
Yeah,
I think it does. I'm
no,
sure.
trust me.
So
You wanna bet?
yeah,
$10.
you don't want to lose another 100. Right.
Okay,
put some
let's go.
codes in.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's
go.
No, I know you're wrong. This would be stealing money from you.
I
You know
mean, level 6 Urp, level 6. Level
Yeah.
6 Urp.
Yeah, the one in the middle.
Not make curse. Yeah.
Yes. You know at the red camp there's also 2 wolves, right?
Yeah, no make cops. Can't summon Necromancer and not impact Plague Arrow. I played it so many times, bro.
How many
All
times?
right. Hey guys, let's move
Alright,
on. Then.
maybe-
you know what?
Maybe 1,000 times like Pink said loser to me. Yeah.
Okay, guys. I just want to say, by the way, shout out to the map makers. I think they do a good job. I feel like not every map is perfect, and I got some problems with certain things, like Tidehunters, that Leviathan guy that cleaves. I really dislike that. But other than that, I quite like Tidehunters and like the new maps and that there is a rotation. I think it's great. Like when I started playing Warcraft 3 again, there was 0 map rotation. I saw like Turtle Rock still in the map pool. I was like, what is this shit? Like, are they joking me or something? Probably from StarCraft, where like every season you get like 4 maps swapped in and out. So
Yeah.
that's a good thing. Next thing, we just got to save the dates. That's what the tweet says here. From
Yeah.
from the Godfather of Warcraft. What's happening with those dates, Neo?
As we said during the last War 3 Champions finals, War 3 Champions wanted to discontinue the season finals. And I thought there's absolutely no chance that we discontinue the season finals because the season finals are one of the best things that we have in the scene. So I kind of took over and we're in charge now. And first thing I did was to make it 2 weekends instead of 1 because everything was just so crammed. We had to cast like multiple games were running at the same time. I really don't like that. So we expanded from 3 days to 5 days, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we keep the 16 players. The top 4, there's a little mistake there. The top 4 of the ladder will be seeded for the second weekend directly, and rank 5 to 16 will play the first weekend. And the first weekend will be single elimination. So we get 8 players for the second weekend, and that will then be double elimination. I think it's going to be good. The crowdfunding is open as well. I am planning on doing some other stuff apart from the one-on-one tournament, but that is not official yet and depends a little on who qualifies for the top 16.
Let's go.
of the ladder.
2v2, 4v4, and FFA confirmed. You heard it here first. World premiere of the tunnel. Well done, boys. We
Well,
did it.
That is something that Starbucks said that he really wanted, but it's really complicated. Last time we did 2 and 2 and 4 and 4, it was an absolute mess. Especially,
Because he was
everything
combined, right?
because it was combined, scheduling wasn't good. There were a lot of issues with that. So I'm not too sure if we can do it. It also depends a little on how well the crowdfunding is going, of course, because
Yeah.
supporting 3 tournaments or with FFA 4 tournaments is a lot harder than just one-on-one. And paying some admins and graphic artists, etc., etc. But I got some cool ideas that might spice things up, even if we can't do tournaments in 2 and 2 and 2 and 4 and 4, which we will see eventually. But I got some plans, and this is just to block the dates so nobody else is grabbing the weekends.
Yeah. And yeah, so
And,
top 4 directly
yeah.
qualified into it. So right now that's Kagza 27, Kagza 26, Happy and Focus. So congratulations, guys. If you can keep
Yeah.
that ranking, you'll be straight into the tournament.
And I heard the one Luma from some esports staff from China. I think there will be team match again. So every players know about that rumor, but I'm not sure it's a come or not. It's just a rumor, yeah. Like a Gold League team match, I think, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we can see maybe Moon, Mikael, Lin. Then I take a carry, yeah.
So Lin is joining Vision Strikers, is what you say.
No, I don't know. It's because it's just rumor. So
Okay.
players know, but there's nothing to do. Yeah, we just wait. Yeah. But I think it's good to know to fans because we can wait, Bill. Yeah. So I tell you, rumor. It's just rumor. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe come or not. I don't know. No idea.
Last team match was super fun, man. I would love
Yeah.
to see more.
Yeah.
Carson, do you have anything you want to mention, or Remo, about the WT Champions tournament? I'm sure you guys you cast the entirety of last one, you enjoyed a lot. So
Yeah, I mean, it was great. I think it was, one of the best tournaments of this year for sure. Absolutely for our channel and everything. I mean, it was definitely pretty good there. So no complaints from this side. I think the tournament went well. There's always going to be bumps on the road, but now we got Neo leading the charge. We got me and Remo right behind him. So it should be fun. It should be fun. And we could do things exactly how we want to do them. And hopefully we can do them well. It's always a little bit nerve-wracking, but it'll be good. It'll be good. This tournament's always excellent. The viewership is always really, really good. People always super enjoy it. The community always comes in with the crowdfunding. So I'm excited. I mean, we'll see how the tournament itself actually goes, but definitely, if history repeats, it's going to be good fun. We always have a good time doing it.
Is
I'm excited
Hitman gonna
for it.
play?
Probably not.
Carson, it's your job to make him play. Only you can make it
Alright.
happen. You're the chosen one.
I'll take it. I'll take that as a job.
All right.
Yeah.
Neutron.
Well, no comment for now, though.
Neutron, I got a job for you, but it sounds more like a miracle. When are you gonna qualify for this?
For what?
Actually, he's pretty close last time I checked.
Yeah?
This,
WT champions, bro. You
it
got
depends
8 days.
Huh?
You got 8 days to qualify for this.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do it?
Yeah. No, I don't have time to play.
You're ranked 19 now.
Wait,
So
me
you
and
just-
Hitman might be qualified for the 2v2, actually. Does that mean I
Yeah,
have to
you're
play?
pretty. You're like second or third, I think.
Oh, maybe I'll play.
Yeah.
That'd be so stupid. We'll see. Sorry, I just realized that now.
By the way, who is Night Counter from China?
I don't
Well,
know. No idea. Yeah.
25 now.
I don't know. But maybe we can talk
Hell
about this
no.
another time. Let's talk about the ESL Open Cup Asia that took place on Monday. And Mikael, you lost to Fortitude. What's up with that?
Wait a minute. I checking level 6 group with Kent Summer Skeleton.
my
I show you
God.
guys. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Tendera.
Who casted this
Okay.
Remo demo?
I'm gonna leave you guys. I'm sleeping.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay.
We
Thanks for
barely
joining.
noticed.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Shout outs,
Good
bro.
luck.
Shout outs.
It's getting late, bro.
Shout out to the most annoying motherfuckers in the US scene, Hitman and Crunch and Insub. I don't know who I despise the most, but
I'll let them know. If they don't hear you right now, I'll make sure to tell them myself.
okay, love everyone except
Bye-bye.
them, of course. Bye bye.
See you. Oh my God.
Okay, talk about I lost Fortitude is I didn't practice versus human because I literally needed to win versus Yangi. So I only practice versus Alpha with Low Riot and Moon and versus only Waters. So I won Yangi 2-0. Yeah, even his throw, but I take it. But versus human, I think it's really hard to win with DK only. I tried to do copy Happy Star 1-0, but it's not working. It means it's not stable strategy on me. So I should try a new strategy. So, but it's need a time. So when I am ready, maybe I show you something to you guys. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Wait, Remo, did you speak about this? Or?
Yeah, it was another small ESL Open Cup. Chimiko keeps racking in these points. The interesting game was against Soen. Chimiko showing again that he's pretty solid against Orc, although I would say still not hasn't found the best answer. And against Fortitude, it was a complete shrekkening. He was behind multiple times, but he's got a bit of that star flair around him currently. Like
Yeah.
in the engagement, even if he was far behind, like he always turned it around, like every time with like one or two little cool tweaks. Of course, we all know his control is impeccable, and it's no longer just, I feel like that held him back in the past when you always tried to focus on these 30 supply little moves, the blocks, the surrounds, and in the rest he was kind of like not looking as dedicated to control perfectly, but I think he got a lot better at that. I think Chimiko still has huge potential still to grow also, by the way. And yeah, he's, I think also thanks largely to these Open Cups, it's looking good for him to qualify if he makes it out of the group stage.
It's kind of weird that he won a human mirror though, because I remember Neo telling us over and over about how terrible he was in that matchup.
I
Yeah,
think
the others just got worse.
Limo coach is the best coach in the world. Limo coach is the best.
Oh yeah.
And Fortitude beating Colorful, by the way. Like what's going on with Fortitude? He beat
Yeah.
Colorful here. He beat Moon in the Warcraft Survival Battle. That guy, by playing Elf, found some good things to do in human.
Because human is Imba, bro.
Shut up.
Thank you, bro. So much love.
All right, let's go to the Europe one. I'm sure some crazy things happened there, Kappa. Yeah, good
Yeah,
times.
how was round 2, Todd?
Dude, I never get seated in these, and I got happy round 2, so I was real thrilled about this. And
Was it a close game?
exited? No, it was 7 minutes. Uh, yeah, not fun, but a lot of signups. Kind of feels like here.
More than
Yeah, it
NA
was-
this time. This might have been one of the few times there was more than, or Americas, I should say.
Yeah.
It was
Ooh.
all close to 32 now, which is nice.
And
Yeah, gotta be honest, it wasn't too exciting up until the semi-final. T2W tried to torrent rush to tier 3 and then beat Foggy, but then unfortunately the disconnect happened. So there was the one game that I was really excited about prior to the grand final, and then we didn't get the big conclusion, which was a little sad. Finals always freaking amazing. This is just highest level Night Elf Undead that you can just imagine. It's so much about keeping the Demon Hunter alive and using potions. I think on Tide Hunters, Foggy bought like 5 potions and stones from the marketplace, like spending millions of gold.
Oh, that was
on
this
that.
match, that like
Oh
30-minute
my
game,
God.
the
Yeah,
only
that
game
was
that Foggy was.
sick.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I remember.
That was
seeing it.
super sick. And Concealed, Foggy played. Wow, was it Concealed or Autumn Leaves? One game, Foggy played super good, and I don't really know why he lost. On the other,
Last Refuge, I think it was.
no.
He pushed into the base and got the 2 fiend kills. Maybe there's a different map. I only saw 2 games though.
Yeah, I think Concealed Foggy played pretty great. And then on other maps, he did this one mistake again, which loses him the game, as happens so often. But man, these guys are just so fun to cast. I could cast these forever.
every week. Well, actually, you do. So
Actually, I
good on
do.
you.
But even
Every
more
Monday, in fact. Remo, did you watch this?
Nope, I did not.
All right, let's go to America then, the real important one.
I
Dude, I was
wonder
so
why.
depressed after I lost to Happy round 2, like in this really shitty game. So I was like, I'm gonna try to see if I'm that
You
unlucky
planned
all the
this.
time.
You plan this. Hey guys, maybe we should do a town hall.
Limo.
Dreamhack. Maybe
So
we'll
I
talk about
signed
some
up for the NA one,
dude.
dude. I signed up for the other one. I got Razorman, Mr. Winner, and then Cruncher, and I got lucky items and won, and then Insup. And despite losing
Hello,
game one,
Limo.
won the tournament. Shut up, Mikael.
Hello, Limo. Give me $10, bro.
Wait, did it?
Here. Yeah, check Discord.
Wait, it gives a body though. The wolf gives a body.
Yeah, I think this is
No,
I
not
think
work.
this is a,
Yeah. See? No
legitimate
skills,
bet.
right? I think it's bugged. Yeah.
But anyway,
That's interesting.
I just want to say, when
Yeah.
Remo won a skill cup, I gave him all the props in the world. Shout out on Twitter and stuff. I win this, and I haven't heard anything from Neo and Remo. You guys don't care.
I did.
Congratulations,
crazy,
ToD, bro. You are world best human, bro. Please back to quit streamer, then back to pro player, bro. You can do it
ToD,
again,
I
bro.
like
see,
that.
see,
I
he
like
gives
that.
me
Yeah.
props, but you, Neo and Remo, like, what's up?
I
there?
did on the ESL broadcast. I praised you like crazy.
Oh, you did?
And you can be damn sure that every single day on Dreamhack, when we do the caster introductions, they have former world champion and reigning ESL America's weekly champion or something like that. I will come up with something.
It was a fun.
Please, dude.
It was a fun tournament, and Insup against So in Game 3. If you guys didn't see that VOD, it's on Back to Warcraft, right?
Yep, it's
It's
on
a bit-
YouTube.
Yeah, that Game 3 honestly was really sick.
Make a human creator king.
Okay, we have Warcraft Survival Battle, which is a tournament held by, I don't know, this Korean org with 8 players. And I don't know if you guys got to follow any of this. I didn't follow any of it. I just kind of saw the results from afar. And it looks like
No.
Moon had a rough showing here. Lost to Fortitude in round 1. Colorful beat Mikael. Lin beat 1-0. Chimico beat Quagua. And then it gave us 2 semis where Lin and Colorful ended up meeting in the finals. And then Chimico and Fortitude again for the 3rd place match. You guys didn't cast this, right? Because I think it's Africa, maybe.
I'm not sure why what we did cast it, that's for sure. But man, Lin winning this tournament without dropping a map, pretty impressive. 3 different matchups as well. Seems like Lin is in a decent shape for Dreamhack.
Yeah. And
Yeah, this must have been on Africa because I didn't see a
Yeah.
single stream for this at all.
Yeah,
It
dude,
must have been.
I've not heard about this until now.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is, Lynn, for like 3 weeks, has been experimenting a whole lot with Farseer against the Night Elf, and he's been mixing it up. Sometimes Blade, sometimes Farseer. At the beginning, it was a bit wonky. It seemed a bit gimmicky, but he may have really figured out how to play it solidly. Which
Focus
is
as well. I think they push each
pretty
other.
amazing.
Like 1 week, Lin tries something else, and then Focus picks up on that, and then they're on even footing, and then Focus comes up with something new. What these guys do against Elf is pretty freaking amazing.
Yeah, I think there was a couple Twitch streamers that did it, maybe like Abuser 100 or something, but I don't many people. Oh my god.
Kidding me or what, bro?
I announced a tournament, the next tag team number 4, which is going to be a 4v4 tournament. See what I
How
did there?
fitting, dude.
Yeah. And I think we got about, on the crowdfunding, around $250 already in the prize pool, and we're shooting for 600. And so far we got 4 confirmed teams here, with one of them Chinese team, Ted, Hainu, Invain, and then Bye Bye, I think his nickname was. I was like, who are these? Like, he told me those nicknames, and I thought he was joking. And I was like, who are these guys? Like Dodo and Bye Bye. And he's like, oh, they're ranked 7 and 10 in Grandmaster 4v4 right now, random team. I was like, oh shit.
But you don't want the dream team? Can the dream team join?
Wait, what's the dream team?
That's me, Cruncher, Hitman, and Raven Dranor. The dream team.
Dude, I sent a message to Hitman, and then I'm still waiting. And like to Insup, I told them build an NA team to play in this, and then I'm still waiting. So maybe you all need to wake up and sign up for this.
We're the Destroyers. That's might be the best 4v4 team of all time. Even I don't know, but it's
well, you can
big
prove it.
favorites,
Dream
big
team.
favorites.
You can prove it in this tournament if you feel
Either
like.
the Dream Team or the Destroyers, bro. Come on now.
Yeah,
Well, we're a bit of both. We're the Dream Destroyers. We're the Dream Catchers.
Have you
And
not
then
learned anything about
Destroyers.
branding?
Is it one of these instances where you say, "Oh, NA best 4-4 in the world," and then you get dumpstered by Euro, like in the 2-2?
What do you mean? Look up our tournament history. Easy. Go look it up. I don't know where you find it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was one of my previous
Ask
tag team
around.
actually.
Ask around.
Yeah, we got a team with Lola, Soin, Sok, and Chimico, so that's pretty sick. We'll be playing 4v4 together. We got some of the guys that have won, I think, every 4v4 tournament they've ever entered. That's Shocky, Tox, Frenzies, and Yumiko. And then we got Bizarre, Chic with Sonic and Hylua. And I'm still
Why
trying
is
to...
Hylua in there? Where the hell did that guy come from in that team?
He's an expat, man. Living amongst the Eastern Europeans. I don't know how he got there, but he got
Is
there.
he connected to UMAT, maybe?
Yeah, he's
Maybe,
part of UMAD in Warcraft Info League, actually.
See?
And yeah,
Oh my clan league.
thinking.
we're gonna use the hosting charts as always. So I'm trying to get every player in one team from one region, but as you can see, it's not going so well. We got an American with Eastern Europeans. We got a Chinese with a bunch of Western Europe guys. And I'm still asking a lot of these guys here.
Are you sure that this routing table is still up to date? Because
There's
I'm
a lot
not.
more servers now. Yeah,
There's a lot more servers and different routing. I will do a new chart for War 3 Champions anyway. and then-
Yeah, I'll take it. Sure, that would help. Yeah, but it will be updated, and then this is set to start after the crazy week of Dreamhack, which is the second week because we have Europe and Asia. So immediately after that, when there'll be only 2 days left of Asia, that is gonna start during that week, and it's gonna be, as always, open schedule, meaning that players can schedule between themselves, and I'll cast whenever they're on. So pretty excited about that, and yeah, that's about it.
Can we get
Yeah,
a
I'll be-
happy grubby team?
Yeah. Johnny Depp and Scarlett Johansson will join them as well. They're going to play
Al
random for this
Pacino.
tournament.
Yeah. Remo, put it together. You got the happy connection, right?
Oh yeah.
He's his coach, I heard.
Yeah.
Was there anything else you guys wanted to talk about, or did we cover everything?
We're good.
Wow, Remo wants to quit as fast as possible. We need some more topics, everybody. What do you think about, like, there's so much discussion. What's worse, Night Elf or Orc at the moment? Is it the Keeper and
True.
Tangle? Is it Farseer Headhunters? I think we have to dissect this for the next 3 hours.
Actually,
Do some tier lists together, group tier lists, and we'll
Yeah.
argue over it for like 5 hours because it's
Yeah.
not supposed to be a group activity.
And then we do a Whiner tier list as well.
Yes. Awesome. Ask me anything, guys.
we should definitely talk
Exactly.
about the Experience Ring a little bit, actually. I should have had that on there.
Oh, dude, that cast was so fun with you and Slash. I couldn't stop watching. Like, I was so hungry. I haven't had food in like 8 hours, but I was just glued to the screen because you and Slash, you had an amazing dynamic.
Dude, Slash is crazy. He said so much outrageous. He kept whining about Elf. He's like, yeah, the keeper has like a butt plug and stuff. Like, he was nuts. But yeah, that was last Saturday, I believe, and it was really fun to have an offline event. I just posted the VODs on my YouTube, so anybody can see them.
Nice.
And yeah, like we had player camps. We had like a camera on, like following or like showing the player area where like they were playing and stuff. And the man himself, community in hearts, Kevin got the win here. Against some strong opponents here, beating Trunks in the semi and then Tom in the grand final. So
Did this have some schedule conflict, or was
yeah, it was the same time as close qualifier. And I think the reason for that is that he, like Ante, probably, I mean, I didn't ask him, but I'm guessing he probably had to schedule for the venue a long time ago.
Right.
And then he
that
ended
makes
up
sense.
pashing, you know, and it's like, you know, once it's scheduled, like you can be like, oh no, actually we're gonna push it back 1 week. But I think we looked, and then the week after that there was absolutely nothing, so that would have been perfect. So yeah, a little bit unfortunate, but it was definitely a very fun event. This one is gonna be every 8 weeks or so, and Back to Warcraft is gonna be more involved in the future, like joining for the cast, not just for this one, but also for the bigger one, which is gonna be early next year with a lot of international players. This one is more community based, so with mostly German players and people living nearby Germany.
That's pretty
Community
hype.
and heart. And
Community.
Hippo, of course, who came in from freaking Manchester.
Yeah.
And the final was really cool. I really
Yeah.
recommend watching these games. Like, Tom started off with a tier 1 tower rush, and that kinda worked somehow. I don't know how and why and what. And then Tom, it was a great final, man. I enjoyed this a lot.
Did you feel sad you weren't there to the offline event itself?
Yeah, for sure. Like, Dreamhack Euro qualifier was just 2.5 hours or something. So, but of course I have to cover it and stuff. But yeah, I was really sad I wasn't there.
Remo, were you sad that you weren't there because I invited you to come join and you didn't come again? You left me stranded like that one night.
Wait a minute, did that happen before? Yeah, I'm looking forward to going again in the future. It's actually a pretty cool trip for me. Like for me, it's like around 2 hours by train. So yeah, looking forward to it in the future. Yeah, I need to get my revenge against one dude one of these days.
Carlson, did you catch anything?
Didn't see anything. No, I forget. I was either casting
Yeah.
or preparing to cast or something. Didn't see any. I watched the first one. Didn't see any of this one.
Well, if you feel like it, there's some photos on my YouTube. I think Ante cast a little bit with us. Cars cast with us. Taker also cast with us. So it was really cool.
Scars
And
was pretty funny.
yeah, for sure. And I think that's it, boys.
Right.
Unless there's something else you want to bring up. Let's start doing shout outs. We can go with Neo, the new man. I wanted to come up with something. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, and you couldn't come up
Throwing
with something
inspired there.
like, I have 0 characters, so you can't up with anything. Okay.
No,
Thank
because
you,
Demo
Scars.
Man sounds good, but for you, I'm like Neo, like
Okay.
the zero.
Shout
Sorry.
out to everybody who's doing anything.
You know what?
in this-
Lemon coach is the best in the coach in the world.
You're stealing my thunder, dude. What the hell? This is my moment, Mikael. Step back, okay? The prophet is talking. So shout out to everyone in the scene. Shout out to Pokey, who runs FOM at the moment. Shout out to everybody who contributes to the War 3 Champions prize pool. Looking forward to that. And see you soon.
Okay, see you, Neil. Neil is God. God is new.
Exactly.
Carson.
Carson, aka Morpheus. That's what I'm gonna start calling myself now. Yeah, shout out to you guys. Todd, thanks for having me on yet again. It's always fun. I enjoy these sorts of conversations. Appreciate everyone that watched. Check me out down here. Follow me on Twitter. Get me to 1,000 Twitter followers, will you? Come on. I'm not even 1,000 yet. Pathetic. Get me there. Come check us all out at Back to Warcraft at times, different times. Twitch.tv/Back to Warcraft, YouTube.com/Back to Warcraft. Check out our highlight channel.
Oh, yeah.
Back to Warcraft 2. What's the
No.
YouTube channel, Neil? What is it?
Hi-
YouTube.
Highlights.backtowarcraft.com. We're not big enough to get. Yeah. We're also on TikTok.
Yeah, check out our TikTok.
Yeah.
Awesome. There we go. There's my shout outs.
TikTok,
Remo.
make it pop.
Yeah, guys, if you made it as long, I'm impressed because I'm about to pass out. Yeah, always fun talking with the boys about Warcraft. Lots of shit in the works. Looking forward to it. And see you around soon.
Mikael.
What I do, bro?
Shout outs, fool. We're closing the show.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, it's EX Luchper now. Mika, I playing for Vision Strikers. I started pro gaming in the 2003, and I still doing it. Almost 18 years, soon 20 years. So my dream and the next goal is I try to pro gaming in the 40 years old because I break the 30 years old already. So now my next step is 40 years old. I'm not sure Warcraft 3 is will be survival or not, but there is Bros the Giant, guys. So sure, yeah, that's all.
All right, some of the most disorganized shout out I've heard in my life, but we'll take it. Thank you so much, guys, for this. Have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Much love.